Part 3. An Urgent Summons. I think my thing's broke. All right, it's fine. It's cool. My stream deck's broken, but hi, welcome everyone to DieFall Alderheart. Hi, hello, welcome. It's episode 14?
Yes.
14. Nice. Cool. First things first, chat, tell Malaveth happy birthday and do it now. This is not a request. You must. Also, happy birthday, Malaveth. How are you?
Thanks. It's my birthday. I'm at home.
It's my birthday was rather recent as well, and honestly, I felt pretty good about the just staying home part about it. I was like, I have zero obligations for anything right now. It's pretty good.
Make a pan of brownies later and eat it. That's the plan.
Yeah, are you gonna put like sprinkle things on the brownies or just the brownies? Okay. Nice.
It might be birthday Overwatch rage. Let's go.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes. Curiouser and curiouser, I see.
Well, let us win if it's my birthday.
Right, yeah, we'll go into every game and just be like, it's her birthday, please let her win. Pad my KD, please. Yes.
I like it.
That's good. Do you have any other plans for your birthday?
Nope. Just
Nope.
that. Maybe Animal Crossing. I did that this morning. It's so cute. The animals are like, happy birthday.
That's great. That's awesome. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have little cute animals telling me happy birthday, so that seems pretty awesome. I'd take it.
You have a puppy.
Well, that one doesn't talk. And
You're
doesn't
just
tell
not
you
listening.
happy birthday. True. You know what? You're probably right. That's really my issue. Yeah. Speaking of Rob right now, he's looking super sweet in his new lighting setup. So look at you, man, all crisp, clean.
Stop it, man. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
If you catch the right angle, it looks great.
Oh, man, that's.
Need to put that
Wow.
away. I will continue to do that. I need to put that away right now.
Oh. And for those of you that maybe don't follow Rob's IG, he might mess around and do some content sometime. Are we gonna start hyping up the return of bonus stage Rob?
Who's really to say? I guess me. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's me. Yeah, soon. Nothing
Soon?
concrete yet, but golly, it's
Okay.
it's all coming together. These lights are one of the last things I needed. So
Nice, man.
it's all coming together.
It's all coming
Oh,
together.
yeah. It's all coming
Awesome.
together.
Awesome. Excellent.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Miss May, how are you? How are the cats?
Cats are good. I'm good, I suppose. It's
You suppose?
Mostly Animal Crossing.
How many hours have you gotten in so far? I saw your post earlier in the Discord, but I need to know now.
It's either 215 or 220.
That's so many hours. I'm impressed. That is incredible.
Yeah, that averages to I think at least 12 hours a day since it came out. 220.
No way.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm
it's
at
been like
I'm at
3
220.
weeks.
220 or more. Yeah.
You
Is-
mad woman.
That's insane. That's
You're an
incredible. So
inspiration.
wait. So what okay, so what's the best thing you've done in the game? Maybe not your favorite thing, but the best thing you've done in the 220 hours of this game.
I like terraforming, so you can
Okay.
change the cliffs and the rivers and things.
So you can just move them wherever?
Yeah, you have a little shovel and you can dig, and suddenly rivers or cliffs show up. Though it's an 8-point thing, and I have really bad depth perception, so I'm usually making a spot or a river or cliff where I don't want it about 5 times before I get it right.
That's me.
Yeah, it's kind of got
digging
this
holes.
weird angle, right? Can you rotate the camera at all, or
There's-
is it?
there's
Because I've
3
always seen
angles.
things from straight on. I guess is the only
There's
stuff I've seen.
There's straight, and then there's slightly up, and then maybe a 45.
Okay.
And then if you're behind a tall building, then it goes top down. I wish you could just change to a top down sometimes, but.
Huh, yeah. Because it's all basically squares too, right? Like you dig in like certain square locations and stuff. So if it was like top down, it'd probably be a lot easier to actually select those things.
I'm always digging holes and putting cliffs where I don't want them most of the time.
So here's the deal. You just have to build a house and then be behind it whenever you want to do something in the ground. Yeah. You can do that, right? Like you can just make those and...
Well, no.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
You can't build buildings.
Ah, crap. Okay. Well, damn, I thought I was onto something, but
can move
my
buildings,
lack of knowledge.
But that's really expensive.
I was going to say, just pick it up and move it somewhere else.
That was so nice and cheap. Like 50,000 bells to move a building.
Damn. I don't know. Is that a lot of bells? It sounds like a lot of regular money. So.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of change.
Okay. Cool. Miss Simply Jackson, I was gonna ask you things about Animal Crossing as well, but then I saw that you played a spooky game.
Yeah.
And I saw that, but I watched the trailer of it, and then I was like, I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah.
So what I wanted was a synopsis, please, of what you played.
I played a game called World of Horror. It is themed as if it is an 80s adventure game, and either your choice of 1 or 2 bits of color and pixel. And the art style / horror style is in the vein of Junji Ito, the famous Japanese horror comic or manga artist. So like, it's a horror game, but not like Alien Isolation where it jumps out and gets you, or not like, like Resident Evil or anything like that, where you have to like shoot and defend. It's a kind of, you are a student or a person in this town now of Japan, and it's your responsibility to investigate 5 different really creepy stories that are roguelike in style, because it's random card flips. Like you investigate buildings and it's a random instance that'll happen, and it could be a fight, it could be anything. And through these experiences, you gain clues to solve those cases. And once you've solved 5, then you get to go and essentially defeat an old god in a very Lovecraftian style horror. It's like, it's not a boo scare you game. It's like, let's stare at this woman whose head is on her shoulders sideways with 3 mouths for 20 minutes. It's very like putting the creepy stuff in your face. Yeah. It's very like, I was like, it's fine. I don't do well with boo jump out scare you. So I was like, I'll be fine. And when I finished streaming it, I went downstairs to like get a soda and like say hey to Zach or something. And I realized that all the windows were black. And I was like instantly freaked out because I couldn't see out the windows. And I was just like, this game is like completely fucking with me.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
it's
super
really
creepy.
Good if you can do horror, and if you like a slow unfold of information, and like it's really good, but it's definitely a thing. So
what's the name one more time?
World of Horror.
World of Horror.
Yeah, and there's like a couple of play styles. You can do the story, or you can do like random quick play where it like completely pulls a bunch of information out. You get different gods, different stories or whatever, and it's very random, but there's a lot to unfold. So I thought I played a lot and got a lot done, and then I was like
No. Wow.
Yeah. Also, I thought you had a lot of hours in Animal Crossing. I was like, oh man, that's a lot of hours. Like, surely I don't have 195.
Nice. Oh my god.
I think it's because I leave it running sometimes, like while I'm doing other things, and I can hear it because I work while I like listen for balloons sitting in town and stuff. But still, when I'm not working on artwork, I'm just like constant. So
we got some real true gamers here. Rob, what's your count? Are you a true gamer as well?
I probably not. Please hold.
Yeah. Malaveth, do you have yours on hand?
Where is it?
Go to your profile.
Uh-huh.
And then like the list of games at the top. It'll kind of say a rough amount.
130 or more, it says. I don't know what that means.
130 or more.
Yeah, it goes in like intervals of 5, I've noticed.
Okay.
Huh.
95.
Rob, rookie numbers, man. We're gonna have to pump those up. We're gonna have to pump those numbers up. Goddamn. You guys have been busy. That's crazy. 95 hours still too?
I've been double dutying between that and Skyrim, I guess.
Oh, wow. That's insane. Okay, cool. I thought I had put a lot of hours into Mountain Blade recently, but clearly I have not. So, okay, great. I need to get my gamer card checked out and maybe revoked for the time being. But to balance out my embarrassment of being a poor gamer, do you guys want to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah? So let's get some die rolls here to see who needs to recap this week.
On die, cause I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah. There's something is currently happening that we may or may not have,
You know.
I don't know, ended the show on a cliffhanger. So 14. Okay. So I need a choice. Pick one or two, Rob.
2.
All right, Rob, you're doing the recap. Congratulations.
Thanks.
We had a tie, guys. We had a tie. It's okay. Yes, Rob, please relay the information to the
This is gonna be
chat.
embarrassing because I do not remember the names of 2 characters. Let me just. Pull it
I can
up.
rime you if you just
Mine
wanna-
are not
In my head, they're
order.
just chicken.
There
feet.
they are. Okay. Anyway, excuse me, Blathers. I love you, little guy. Okay. Well, our business in Alderheart had concluded, and we saw Bennett off to head out with the what would now become it's called the Wildwood Guard.
Wildwood
Wildwood
Brigade.
The Wildwood Brigade. The bandit coalition had officially been disbanded and rebranded. The Wildwood Brigade was to help the Perch Guard in uniting and culling these fires. And now, while we were about to leave the city, we ran into a couple of Corvums, Tever and Havel. And they are what's called tenders. Now, they tend to the grove, the Scorched Grove, and make sure the fires don't exceed that perimeter there and touch the wood. And well, lately they had their work cut out for them, unfortunately. And the council was concerned that they were riling up the people in an already vulnerable time. But we talked to a councilman, and he said, you know what? You have my blessing to go investigate what they are talking about. And met the 2 tenders. One is a little bit skittish, a little nervous, but you know, when push comes to shove, I do believe that he could step it up and be a hero. And as we traveled the wood, we got to know them a little better, and we came upon what they called it's a fire spirit of some sort, and I'm having trouble remembering what it was called.
One more time for me.
The fire spirit. What was the official name of that?
The Fire Spirit.
Spectre or something?
Oh,
Something
Spectre. Yeah. Oh, I'm
Or is it a
sorry.
flame specter.
Yeah. The Flaming Spectre. Yeah.
Flaming specter. Okay. Came across what he called a flaming specter, and it said that these are remnants of souls that were burned up and lost in these fires. And well, rather than trying to take it and fight it head on, I decided that it would be best to try and communicate with this specter. And it turns out that it just had unfinished business, and I was able to set its soul at ease. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without Tever's guidance. Not everything's that easy, it seems, though, because as we got to the Scorched Grove, there were more of those fire bats. In fact, quite a few of them. And unfortunately, I did try to get close and assess the situation, but these hedge feet ain't as quiet as I'd like them to be. And currently, I got a whole mess of these creatures flying right at me. And it sucks. It sucks, Joel. I hate it. Let's play, I guess.
What do you mean? What do you mean
Let's
it sucks?
play, I guess.
No, man. It's gonna be totally fine. It's gonna be actually fine. I wouldn't worry about it at all. It's totally gonna be non-stressful. Might be a little bit stressful. All right, chat. So where we left off last time, there's a giant swarm of bats directly in front of our heroes. They have made it to the edge of the scorched grove. One of the tenders in tow, and I actually went and made a little token for him. So I gotta find that real quick and put him on the board. But Eli, trying to sneakily get closer to this giant swarm of flaming bats, has cracked a stick. And we had ended the show right at that point in time. Of note, there seems to be some kind of flaming orb in the middle of this swarm of bats. It shines like a miniature sun directly in the middle, and they seem to be all around it, coalescing around it, up until the point that Eli cracks that little stick, and I'm going to need everyone to roll me some initiative. So please do click your tokens, and yeah. Also, I gotta change some properties. No, okay, we're okay. It's just apparently my mouse is gonna be visible over everyone's camera today, which I don't understand why that's a thing, but I'm gonna move it all over here, so it's all good. Okay.
Made double digits.
Dagonet made double digits. I'm impressed. Good job, Dagonet.
Is this a character arc?
Okay. So Dagonet. Pez with a 7, Dagonet with a 16, Lucky with a 23, Eli with a 7 as well. Let me roll. Beep. Roll that. The huge swarm also gets to roll its initiative, but that leaves Lucky at the top. Now, the Emberbat Swarm hasn't made any distinctive moves just yet on the party or towards Eli in any particular way. But it is clear that they've been disturbed, right? That they've been alerted to the general presence of the party here. So, Lucky, what would you like to do?
One question for DM. This is a single idea of a target. Even though it's a swarm, it's a single target for us mechanically, correct?
Correct, yeah. So it acts as a single piece of something, and you would attack the swarm as a whole.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know if Horde Breaker would even apply here, because you can attack one attack and then something else close within 5 feet. But it's weird because
it's weird because it is a swarm.
Yeah.
There is a potential for this to not just be a one target at some point in time, so that might apply. But as of right now, it acts as one creature.
Well, I mean, I'm not finding the first shot, so and he's gonna like shout down, because I mean they know who he is. So he's gonna shout down at Eli and say, you still got that potion? You better take it now. And like trying to remind him about Eliza's fire potion.
Oh yeah. Do I have that?
I think she gave it to you.
Yeah, I believe you do have that,
whoops,
a fire resistance potion. I believe that whatever's listed in the compendium should be good for potion of fire resistance. I believe you have to type in potion of fire resistance. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the compendium's a thing. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, let me do that.
You gain resistance to fire damage for an hour, so it halves the damage for an hour after ingesting the potion. The potion ingestion, it will be an action. Yeah. But okay, so Lucky, you have reminded your friend.
Yeah, and then he's gonna he'll do his little visual to mark the swarm. Any target I can see with the hunter's mark. Just
Yeah, okay,
any bat
sure.
that goes by.
Any bat that goes by. We're just gonna mark the swarm is marked for death. It's fine.
Sure. And then can I ready a dodge since that was considered a bonus action with Hunter's Mark? On
yes,
my
yeah.
action?
So your action can be dodge. Yes,
Yeah, I would
absolutely.
like to ready a dodge, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So attacks against you right now for the next until your next turn will be made with disadvantage. Okay, cool. So is Lucky, is that everything else that you'd like to do?
That's Lucky's turn. Take that dang
Excellent.
potion, Eli.
All right. Dagonet, roll me a dexterity check real quick. We're gonna see if you go before or after the Ember Bat swarm here, and I'm gonna make them roll dex as well. So they got a 21, but yeah, okay. So the swarm's gonna go first. Dagonet rolls a 9. I wanted to give it an option and a chance. It was, even though it was maybe a long shot. Okay. So the swarm here, having been alerted to the presence of everyone here, the bats begin shrieking, and you see like the puffs of flame coming from their snouts as they fly this direction and engulf your friend Eli. Eli, additionally, the orb is now like almost on top of you. It moves with it. And so it is directly in front of your face, this bright, blinding sun. You're blinded at this point in time. And the Emberbat swarm has swarmed all around you, and they're going to begin biting at you here. That is a 21, Eli. I think that hits, but you sometimes have a really high AC, so.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, perfect. Great. Yeah. Thanks, man. So it should. Why does it say 7 + 7? Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. So it's 11 total damage from the swarm biting you.
Could be worse. Has been worse.
Has been worse. Has been worse. But yes, true. Okay, and you feel yourself, as well as being blinded, being bitten up by all of these bats. The immense heat coming off of all of these bats in one location is beginning to burn you. All right, Dagonet.
If only I had a potion.
If only you had a potion. Dagonet, what would you like to do?
He's gonna like see this swarm and call off Eli, and he's like, "Well, time to buckle up," and he'll put his shield forward and his spear, and he's just gonna trundle towards the swarm.
Yeah, just kind of like, whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, cool. What do you want to do with this swarm here? Yeah, as you approach Eli, you begin to feel that heat as well. It starts singeing at your feathers.
Let's see. Can I shield bash this thing? Like the swarm, since it's like one.
Do you have an ability that's shield bash? What are you trying to do?
Let's see if I can. That's. Oh, I forgot to put the thing. I think that was just
the thing.
The shield master thingamabob.
Oh, yeah, so it's shield, that's all proficiencies.
Yeah. If you take the attack action on a turn, you can use a bonus action to try and shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield.
You can shove it. Because of how the swarm works, if you would try to shove it, I'm gonna tell you this now because you could shove like a bat. But because of how the swarm functions, it would basically just be around your shield as you tried to shove into it.
Well, because I basically just want to get to Eli.
Oh, you can step into the swarm if you'd like.
So if like, basically what I'd want to do if I attack, so like I can maybe spear and then as a bonus shove, I can maybe try and like push bats in front of Eli away.
You could try and push some away, but I believe the swarm with its size would be... You could try and push Eli out.
I will just say, and I don't mean to backseat you, but the shove action, I don't know if this is the same mechanically as Shield Master, only works on a creature one size larger than you. And these bats are like 2 sizes, right? Like they're huge.
The swarm itself also has a so swarm can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. So if you tried to shove it, they're in your space. You can't shove them away because they're all around you. So like I said, you can try and shove some bats away, but the swarm will still exist in the location. So with the bonus action, you can't move the swarm. You could attempt to move the orb. But as you do get closer and closer in, it's becoming harder and harder for you to see. Again, this is like a miniature sun in your eyes right now.
Knowing Dagonet's intelligence, he's just gonna go in there shoving and hope he hits something right.
Perfect. I love this. Okay. So you wanted to make a spear attack at the swarm, correct?
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and do that. A 19. Yeah, absolutely hits. 8 piercing damage. Yeah. So we find that Dagonet just wades into the swarm and shoves out with a spear. We get the thing where like it hits 2 bats at the same time and spears straight through them, and then they go sloughing off to the side. But yeah, you deal 8 damage to them, and then you want to do a shove against the orb or Eli or.
I feel like he'd want to push his friend out of the harm's way first.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to shove Eli.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like just like
yeah, like you take your shield and you
kinda
just yeah, try and get him out of the immediate area of the swarm. So 5 feet away from you, Eli, do you accept the shove or are you trying to push back? Again, you guys are pretty much blinded in this area, so Eli, you're feeling a shove.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Eli would have time to consider a resistance. I think it would just kind of happen, and he'd be like, "Whoa, hold up!" Like, you know, he's really caught off guard by all of this. So I think that by nature he would accept the shove.
So you're shoved to the upper edge here now, by your friend. I would assume that Dagonet would call out to Eli that this is happening, right? That he's on his side and stuff. So you get shoved towards the top of the swarm here, Eli.
Up
you
here.
would at least hear Dagonet grunt and yell.
I'd recognize that yell anyway. I've heard him hit his hand with the hammer before. I know that yell.
The dad.
Okay.
The dead.
Dagonet, is there anything else that you'd like to do?
That's my full
Okay.
everything. So I'm right there in the swarm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Eli, it is your go, my friend, or Pez, depending on who wants to go first here. So Pez or Eli.
I think Pez is probably gonna go first. My dex is a -1, so.
Okay, so Pez would move first.
Yeah. Lucky you were made for this. You were made for this kind of danger. Look at you. You're doing great. And I'm just gonna inspire Lucky real fast.
It was made for
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna scoot forward. Just I don't know about this.
Yeah, as you get closer to the Ember Bat swarm, though, you feel that heat starting to like burn at your feathers.
Oh, this is not good for the skin. Hey.
Lucky, you do feel inspiration, even if you didn't really understand what was being said to you.
I am made for kissing. She's right. Maybe I'll kiss a girl one day. Maybe. Yeah.
Pez, what else would you like to do? That was your bonus action and movement.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a heroism on Dagonet real fast.
Okay, sure.
Dagonet,
So you reach
you
out,
got this.
touch Dagonet on the back. Dagonet, you have how many temp hit points does it do per turn?
I have 4 for charisma modifier.
There's spellcasting ability modifier. Okay, so Dagonet, at the start of each of its turns. So at the start of your turn, Dagonet, you will have 4 temp hit points.
Okie dokie.
Okay. All right. Pez, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Sweat, probably.
probably sweating already anyways. Yeah. Eli, you're in the mix, bud. What do you want to do?
Speaking of sweating, I'm sweating like a Christmas ham. Okay, so mechanically, potion of fire resistance. If I was to uncork that sucker and drink it, would that be an action?
Indeed, it would be an action.
Oh,
because you are starting your
sister.
turn
Yeah.
within 30 feet of the swarm, please roll me a
Sure.
Constitution saving throw for
I'm
the heat.
sorry, within 30 feet of the swarm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 19.
19, great Constitution saving throw. So because you succeed, you're able to sit inside the heat here for your turn.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I'd love to not. I assume that. So wait, so you can move within the swarm without incurring an attack, but still, if you go outside, you'd incur an attack of opportunity. I've never dealt with the swarm before, so
but
I'm
if
not
you
sure.
end your turn within the swarm, and I didn't read this last time, so I'm not saying anything about it until right now. The heat is so intense inside the swarm that you'll take 2d8 points of fire damage if you end your turn inside
Within
of
it.
it. Yeah.
This is not the 30 feet. This
So
is the
30
within.
feet is the beginning
It's the
of your
beginning
turn.
con save. Okay.
You have the potential to take 1d8 points of fire damage.
Okay.
If you end inside the swarm, it's an additional 2d8.
Okay.
Now, the potion gives you resistance, which means all of that would be halved. The start of your turn has a con save. If you make the con save, you don't get burned. But if you just end inside of it, it doesn't matter. You're close enough that it is just burning you.
Okay. Eli is going to. Oh, Jesus. I have 25 feet movement, not 30. Okay. My little hedge legs. Eli is going to step back to where Dagonet is, hand him the potion.
Okay.
And get the heck back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well,
Okay.
3. I'm gonna end up in it anyway.
As you exit the swarm, it does bite at you, but it
Big miss.
rolls double ones, so
whiff.
you're good.
Okay. And then as Eli is running out, he's going to cast spiritual weapon.
That is
and,
a natural 20.
turn around and
You
and
have spiritual
he's-
weapon?
Sure do.
Okay.
Sure do, baby. It's brand spanking new. And as he
What
turns
does it
around,
look like?
yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a curious peanut.
No, totally. Be curious. So Eli, he hands the potion off to Dagonet and says, "Here you go, friend." And he runs out, and as he's running, he kind of turns back, and it looks like he almost like javelin throws a rapier, a spiritual rapier that is like the pink ribbon of the emblem of community is kind of like flying along it, and it just like bam, it hits like the center of the swarm and just does whatever spiritual weapons do, man. It just like
Boom.
stabs right at, I don't know, bats.
Stabs at bats. Yeah, absolutely.
on
It just
a hit.
exists in the swarm right now.
Yep, exactly. Within 5 feet of the weapon. Okay,
I'll
cool.
have to save that token.
And then on a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus my. Okay, so that should be 1d8 plus my whiz. Okay.
Yeah, did you click the
I
word
did-
spiritual
yeah,
weapon that did
yeah.
it? Okay,
I just wanted to make
perfect.
sure it was set up correctly because I don't remember doing that.
And we double the die roll, so it's 6 plus 2 because it was a crit.
Oh, true.
Or 6. Wait, why is it?
Oh,
6
no,
plus
I'm
2?
sorry.
Oh, it's already doing the crit. Okay, it rolled it twice. That's fine. So it's 8
Did it?
total. Yeah, 8 total damage.
1d8 plus 3 equals 3 plus 3. And then 1d8 equals 2. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 8 total damage with your spiritual weapon on this particular turn. You do note that though it seems to kill a bat, it doesn't really seem to like be dissipating the swarm. You're not doing like a whole lot of damage to a lot of bats all simultaneously or anything like that. And the bats seem to still be like coalescing mostly around the orb in the center. But yes, so that's good. Spiritual weapon is cast. It is sitting inside of the Ember Bat swarm here. You is there anything else you want to do with your turn? Is spiritual weapon's a bonus action, right?
It is a bonus action.
Holy crap!
I double checked.
Wow. Okay, so you have an action.
I thought handing the potion off would be an action, to be honest.
Generally, I call picking up a weapon or anything like that is like a movement cost.
No fooling.
Yeah. So because I would say that you don't have movement left.
Yeah.
But like.
Oh yeah, I'm fresh out of movement. I did not consider this. I'm gonna. Nah, that's also a bonus action. If I do 2 bonus actions, no, one requires concentration. Never mind. No, unfortunately, that's all I can do. I think. I don't think my boy has ranged weapons of any kind.
No worries. This brings us all the way back around to the top. Lucky. This Ember Bat swarm is here. I believe everyone is within 30 feet now. So can I get a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sweet. Guess who has -1 in Constitution?
Totally not you. 15. You make the save. It hurts. It burns, but you're able to fight through it long enough to take your turn.
Now that it is at least close enough, because I wasn't going to debate it before, but I would probably, or Lucky would probably not notice the big sphere in the middle.
Yeah,
correct?
Sure.
Okay. It's a big target there. I'm not gonna. Oh, I can't. I imagine it's really hard to like pull a bow and target through bats to this sphere.
Right, and it's just like it's blinding you to look at it.
Yeah. So he's just gonna go, hey, and do his visual for like hail of thorns, and then shoot. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Dagonet, because you're gonna have to save on this too. But I'm gonna use hail of thorns, which means I take a. I do an attack, and then I don't know how to put this in the chat. Oh, boop, there we go. No,
yeah, it should just. It should, if you cast the spell, it should come up.
Okay, level 1. Boop. I'm a beginner caster. Okay.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Creates a rain of thorns that sprout from your ranged weapon or ammunition. In addition to the normal effect of the attack, the target and attack creature within 5 feet must make a dex save. Creature takes 1d10 piercing on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So I need you to roll your attack. Are you trying to attack the orb itself, or are you trying to attack bats?
I'm trying to attack the orb itself, but Lucky's idea is if I do Hail of Thorns too, then hopefully it'll hit some bats as well. I don't know, you know.
Right. And I think trying to hit the orb, because it's so hard to look directly at it, it's gonna be something at well, you know what? I think it's just an AC bonus. I think that actually tells me if it's an AC. It is an AC bonus. So yeah, so go ahead and roll it. And we're gonna see what happens. So 21, yeah, it hits. That's wonderfully shot. So even though you're like, and you shoot it, and these thorns sprout along the edges of the arrow there, it does indeed strike the orb.
Now, do these count as 2 enemies? Versus the bats now.
Yes. Does Hordebreaker have a size limit, or is it just closeness or
5
distance?
feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you might push the attack or weapon attack damage on this one, and then try to make the second attack.
Yeah. So do the weapon attack now, and then we're gonna do Hail of Thorns because it's on this attack.
Got it.
And then we'll do the secondary attack.
All right. So and then roll 1d10.
11 piercing damage. Whoa. Okay. Sure. Yeah. That's a number.
That's if
They need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
So Dagonet, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Alrighty.
The bats indeed fail. Some thorns shoot out and thump, thump, and you watch as like 2 bats kind of just fall to the side. The orb fails its dexterity saving throw. You note that it does not even move, so it automatically fails that. And
Is a shield +1 or +2 to AC? I can't remember.
+2.
Okay. As shield master, I can add my AC, my shield AC, to this saving throw.
Heck yeah, you can. It's a great feat. I love this.
And if I successfully make this, I don't take the half damage.
Nice.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
So that's plus. Oh, that's a 9.
It's a 9. What's your spell save DC? I think it's 13. Lucky.
Let me make sure. It's 12.
It is 12.
But you only take 2 points of damage, so.
It's not so bad.
Yes, correct. So 2 points of damage. It's probably because it's just super bright in here, Dagonet. You like try to get the shield up and in the way, but like you miss where it actually contacted. So the Thor's just like thunk thunk.
He doesn't know what he's trying to defend against.
Yeah. You're thinking like, man, that was probably more bats, right? Like that's I'm hearing the swarm. Maybe some bat claws got through. Yeah.
I feel like with seeing a couple bats fall, like he's gonna be like, okay, yeah, and then I'm gonna expend the bardic inspiration now on my second attack. I'm just gonna announce it ahead of time, even if I do already roll well, because I feel like I'm hitting a lot. So
roll that longbow.
Yeah. Oh,
that is a natural 1, but you do have a 6 that you could roll here.
I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but we're gonna try. No.
A 3. You only needed 2 more to actually hit this thing, but that's okay. I think the arrow just gets lost in the swarm. You have no idea if it hit or not.
No idea.
So you're just like,
Probably like, yeah, that definitely hit. He's gonna jump
all
down.
of you guys are like squinting, looking at this thing anyways. It's super hard to tell. But yeah.
It's a little too hot for my my feelings right now, so I'm gonna it's
kind of take a step back there.
Until it's cool enough, which I imagine would,
So 30 feet
20.
away.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
25. 20. I don't know where you are. Oh, there you are.
right
Sorry.
here. Yeah.
Boom. Yep.
Okay.
So this is 30 from that location, 30 from this location. Yeah, so you're
Sweating.
good. You're out of it.
Little whiskers curled.
I didn't even realize Tever was in it. I'm going to move him a step back because there's no way in heck he's going to get close enough to get burned here. Poor guy. Okay, Lucky, is that your go? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I had thumbs up because I didn't
no
get back.
worries.
So, yes. Lucky is
Perfect.
now sweating on the edge. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do.
The Ember Bat Swarm is certainly agitated now, and it has one thing within its current grasp. It moves to engulf Dagonet, just like this, and the orb moves along with it. The orb can't occupy the same space that you do, but you feel like something bump against you. It's super hot. Everything is terrible, and it's going to try to bite you. All the bats come flying in, trying to eat at you. That's an 11.
No.
So you have... This is a great time for us to talk about something. Dagonet, you look a little bit different than last time we went adventuring. You got yourself a full set of plate armor.
Oh,
what does that look like?
I imagine he's kept it very shiny, just as his shield, so he is probably just as bright right now as this orb, as the light just reflecting off of everything. It's probably not like, too ornate. It's just simple, but, clean, crisp. No dents, no scuffs. Just, you see like the images of bats just swirling around in it.
Yeah, because it's going to be mirror shined, right? This is Dagonet's stuff, so it's going to be super clean. I also forgot to update your AC on our stats page. So what is your current AC, Dagonet, with your shield?
It is 20.
It is 20. There it is. Updated for everyone there at home. An AC of 20. So, yeah, it might take a while to get through the new and improved Dagonet Iron Man armor.
You'll love to see it.
Yeah, the true tank has arrived. So the swarm is unable to get through to you, but you do feel yourself, and especially in that heavy metal armor, heating up, Dagonet. You are sweating.
Well, I'm cooking.
You are indeed. We are cooking roast owl, I guess. Dagonet, it is your turn, though. What would you like to do?
Well,
First off, I need a Constitution saving throw from you, though.
Oh.
That is a natural 1. So I would call that a failure of the saving throw, taking 1d8 fire damage, 6 points of fire damage as you feel the armor heating up, burning against you. Okay, what would you like to do now?
He is certainly singed. Oh, it is mighty hot in here, friends. I do not recommend coming any closer, eh? And he's going to down the potion that Eli tossed him.
Okay, yeah. So for the next hour, you have fire resistance.
Okay. And then I'm going to action surge.
You're going to action surge. Okay. So you have an additional action that you get to do stuff with. What are you doing?
I am spearing the orb that's clinking against me.
Yeah, you can feel it's like boomf, boomf, boomf. Okay, spear away. A 12? Yeah, I think because you're within the swarm, and it's bumping against you, 12 is its AC. So yeah, that'll work. Go ahead and roll me some damage. 6 piercing damage against it. And you feel your spear sink into it. And when you pull it back out, the camera obviously isn't as blind as you guys are, right? So we see that it's like the half of the spears become blackened by stabbing the heat inside of it. We notice it like kind of charred on the outside. But yeah, so 6 damage to this. Perfect. Excellently done. But you feel pretty much like no resistance when you go in. It feels like it's empty, and you just, we can hear the heat and the singeing, and you pull it out, and you got this blackened spear now. Dagonet, is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Oh, it is very interesting, but he's going to weather the storm.
Okay, because you are ending your turn within the swarm,
Oh, yeah.
you will take 2d8 points of fire damage. That is 8 more points of fire damage as you begin cooking even more within this armor.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Pez. It's hot. Please roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, okay. Ooh.
Con save, yeah, not enough. The heat is getting to you. As the swarm has moved in, it's become even hotter in its proximity to you. And so you keep feeling the heat as it gets closer and closer. 6.
Yeah. Dagonet, you're doing amazing. I'm just gonna be right over here. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Just over here.
As you move away from the swarm, it bites out at you.
Oh.
A 10, I don't believe, hits your armor class. But you do note as you like bat away the bats that are coming at you, you're like, oh no, please don't. They're like trying to come out and bite you, and they got little flames coming out of their nostrils.
I'm just trying to load my crossbow. Like, oh god. No.
So you retreat backwards. I love how, like, I'm looking at the map now. We've got this nice, like, semicircle of everyone being 35 feet away from the heat. Perfect. Dagonet, dead center. Yeah,
okay.
okay,
There's
so
like a map's edge there, cause like, wow, we're good now. Where to go?
yeah, it's getting a little closer on the edge. Okay, so what are you doing, Pez?
I'm just with my crossbow, and I'm just gonna turn around and try and just shoot right in the middle there. I don't know. That's all I got. Just that.
You're gonna just shoot at the swarm itself?
Yeah, just right in the middle, so long as I don't hit Dagonet, because that would.
So I generally like give some credence to like, oh, you guys are, you're skilled enough that you can hit things, but Dagonet is like on top of this thing right now. It'd be very difficult to hit it from this particular angle.
I don't know what else to do, so I'll just aim a little above it. Maybe I'll hit
Yeah,
it
sure.
bad.
So I mean, shooting at the swarm is totally okay. I'm just saying if you're trying to hit the orb, Dagonet's like hulking armor is just distinctly in the way at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to hit Dagonet.
Okay, so you fire at the swarm. It hits. A 13 definitely hits the swarm of bats. So go ahead and roll me some damage. 6 more piercing damage to the swarm. You note that like a bat falls, but like, the swarm itself doesn't seem diminished in any way. It's still raging around Dagonet and this orb now.
It's fine.
It's probably fine.
Look, it's fine.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to do, bonus actions and or otherwise?
Oh, I do have those. I might as well just throw another bardic inspiration at someone, right? That's a range of 60 feet,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, it has a pretty good range.
Yeah. Just gonna point at Eli. Eli, you're doing great. That was a really cool sword thing you did there. Just keep doing that. That was neat. Nice. Give him a bardic inspiration.
And speaking of Eli, it is now your go. What would you like to do?
I believe I'm still within 30 feet, so I guess
You are indeed. Yeah, as the swarm moved forward, it moved you back within range of the heat here. So roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's
20. Yeah. So you're continually able to bear the heat from this distance. It doesn't affect you as much as being within the swarm itself.
So, what? So, if the spiritual weapon were to attack, is it able to find the orb, or like does it kind of rely on my
You direct
sight?
it. You direct where it goes.
Okay.
You know a general location of where that orb is. You can see the bright light as the bats like go over it, right? Kind of shadowing it. You can see it behind there. You can make a pretty good guess. Again, I think for this, because it's based on your sight, I would give it the AC bonus. But other than that, you'd still be able to make a strike at it.
I'm gonna do some hope money here. Let's do a cheeky little detect magic. Is that orb magical?
You know what? It absolutely is. So what does your detect magic look like? How do you figure this out? Do you pray?
So, yeah, I think he says a quick little prayer, sort of like Gaspard, give me knowledge beyond my wisdom and whatnot. And I think his eyes just for a moment just like flash pink, like as if like activating this like new sense of like beyond his intelligence sight. And I'd like to think that it kind of, I mean, as much as a glowing orb can have an aura, this thing has an aura now.
Yeah, it's only become brighter in your sight now as you look at it. It is indeed magical, and it says that you can tell the
School of Magic, if
the
any.
School of Magic. It is a conjuration based magic here. It seems to be a conjuration. I would say that if you wanted to roll an Arcana check to see what exactly that means, or if you have any knowledge of this type of thing, you could. That's up to you.
Would that eat up my bonus action? If I did that,
I would say it would. I'm kind of tying that. Generally, when you do a check like that, it's a full action.
Yeah.
I would say you could use it as a bonus action because you did a detect magic, so you're spending your whole turn trying to figure this out.
No, I'll forego the Arcana check.
Yeah, no worries.
Because I'd like to keep my spiritual weapon bonus action. I could repeat the attack as a bonus action, so.
And you can move the rapier as well.
I can, yeah. I'd like to zero in on that orb now that I have kind of like a targeting system on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you move in at the orb and you're like, okay, it's even brighter now. You've kind of got like this fairy fire essence around it. That is another natural 20 on the spiritual weapon. Holy crap, this rapier is poking away. Roll me damage.
Rapier
it hits.
Fucking strikes true, my guy.
It totally hits. Another 8 plus 3. So it's 11 total.
Yep. On the orb. Specifically the orb. Yeah, okay.
The rapier sinks to the hilt into the orb because it doesn't put up any resistance. And the orb snuffs out. It just
Pop the balloon.
gone. Yeah, like popping a balloon.
Has the heat.
And then all of a sudden, the aura that you saw as well is just gone. How's the heat? The
Yeah.
swarm of Everbats is still here, and it is still mad.
The heat was still coming off of
and
them.
the heat is still happening.
Okay. Like the 30 feet heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
As
them.
far as you can tell right now, it's still hurting.
Okay. I don't want to lose sight of Dagonet. I'm gonna stay there.
Okay, sounds good. Lucky, what would you like to do here? You note that it becomes so much easier to see. You get that vision where you have that black mark of where the light used to be, and it's kind of just obscuring your sight, and you're trying to clear it before you take another shot with your bow. But now in the center of the swarm, you only see Dagonet.
Lucky, I guess. I don't like. He doesn't feel the heat anymore, but as well as Dagonet, Lucky's intelligence is not very good. So he's gonna trundle in like, oh, the heat's gone. Is the orb's gone too? He's gonna kind of like move his way over to Eli, try to get close to him and be like, what is happening? Is it all right? And he's gonna just fire another shot into the bats to try to help defend off Dagonet.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me your bow. An 11. It just misses. You're unable to make a contact with any of the bats within the swarm. They seem less organized now that you notice. You're like, oh, they kind of fly in this pattern around the orb, and the orb's gone, and you miss because the orb's gone.
Yeah.
And they're kind of flying more chaotically now, seemingly without any rhyme or reason.
He's just like, I can't. And he looks over at Eli. He's like, did you take the potion? Did you take the potion?
Dagonet has it. He took it.
Oh, did he take the potion?
I think so. I
Okay,
hope
all
so.
right, okay. And he'll just end his turn here.
All right, yeah, excellent. The swarm itself is becoming disjointed. It's starting to somewhat shrink in size because it seems to be splitting. There seems to be no rhyme or reason to their movements anymore. It seems to be coming apart. But they are still, yes.
I ended my turn in there, and I want something cool to happen if it hits me.
What
I ended my turn within 25 feet of the bats. Is that the damage?
Oh, no. Within the swarm is where you take damage at the end of your turn.
30 feet.
30 feet is at this.
I'm an idiot. Don't
It's okay.
pay attention to your dumb ranger.
30 feet is at the start of your turn. Within the swarm is end of the turn.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the swarm itself, it's starting to deteriorate. I'm just denoting that with the two things here. But Dagonet, you are still definitely within it here, and so it's making another attack on you. So click. Another 12. Yeah. So what's hurting you more now is just being in here. The bats can't seem to get through the armor, which makes sense. It's definitely armor that's too great for bat teeth. But it is still very, very warm. The bat swarm itself, it's not moving anywhere just yet. But that is the turn. Dagonet, what would you like to do?
Alrighty, well, I'm starting my turn. Is the heroism still going? Do I get still 4?
Did you take any damage, Pez?
No.
Yeah, I took
Roll me a Constitution check, please. Constitution saving throw. Excuse me.
Me?
Yes, Constitution saving throw. A 9, 1 under what you would need to maintain the concentration on heroism. So heroism falls off right now. Dagonet, I need a Constitution saving throw because you are starting within 30 feet of the swarm. Okay, a 7. So that is a fail as well. So 1d8 fire damage, but halved because you took the potion, so 2 fire damage.
Okay.
All right. So now what would you like to do? The swarm is still here around you.
He has no idea where anyone else is. So he is just going to pick the swarm to the left.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
And he's just going to try and spear bat. I suppose maybe try and dishevel them some more.
Yeah, sure. You're trying to just, keep them at bay. 22 absolutely hits. 7 more piercing damage. Yup. Again, you spear another bat or two, but it's still, the swarms are still there. It doesn't seem to be dissipating them currently. But yeah, okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
He's just gonna stay there. He's gonna make sure that the bats don't leave him.
All right. Currently, because of the size of the swarm still, you are going to take the 2d8 fire damage by being within the radius at the very end. So that's 11 half. So you're going to take 5 more points of fire damage being within the range here. Okay. Pez, it is your go. What would you like to do?
That's me. I want to see. It's 35 feet. I'm gonna be dumb, and I have an idea. It might be super dumb, but I'm just gonna toggle my way on over there. Beep beep beep. As close as I can get for now.
I can't wait. Yeah, do it.
This is gonna be real great. gonna work out flawlessly, but not this time, because that's as far as I can get with my little pigeon legs. So I'm just gonna shoot another arrow. Get one of them. Maybe.
Okay.
Do the button. There it is.
The button. That is a natural 20 on that first roll there. You definitely got one at least somewhere in there. 9 more piercing damage delivered to the bat swarm. And I think we get this like nice shot of the crossbow bolt going off and it skewers like 3 of the bats in a row as it goes all the way through. Yeah, absolutely. Cool, great shot. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, is there anything else that you would like to do?
I think that's it for now, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Eli, it is your go. What would you like to do? The swarms are beginning to deteriorate here. I'm watching their health go down as well, so you're doing more and more damage to these swarms. They're getting smaller and smaller. And bats are also beginning to fly off.
Mm-hmm. Suppose I should make a con save.
Yes, absolutely.
15?
15, you make the save, you're good.
Great. Do I have any indication of like whether or not the bats are starting to fly off because the orb has dissipated?
I think it's pretty clear that the bats were swarming the orb itself.
Mm-hmm.
They moved with the orb when it moved. And as soon as the orb has disappeared, the bats have started to separate. So, I don't know how smart Eli is. But I think with anyone above like 13, 13, you can pretty well surmise that is the case. Especially with your note that there's like a summoning magic at play here too.
Yeah.
You could probably put some of these together.
Okay, so somebody summoned this orb. Okay. I think Eli is going to... if you'll allow me, simultaneously, he'd like to kind of take his bonus action to swing the sword again, and also cast Thaumaturgy and cause his voice to boom.
Sure.
And kind of like when you're swatting something away and trying to scare a bear or something and like making noise and everything, just sort of as he swats with the sword, ah, get out of here, come on, get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me the sword.
Sure.
Right? Roll me the sword.
Sure.
Are you just are you attacking one
of
the
it's
one
going to
of the
be
things?
an actual attack.
Almost another natural 20.
Golly.
That is insane. Okay, that was an 18. Okay, so 23 total.
Okay.
So yeah, you attack one of the swarms with the thing, and you do your thaumaturgy.
5 force damage on that, and then also the thaumaturgy. Go on, get.
Oh, I forgot this was. Oh my god, it's force damage. I didn't even realize that. All right, cool. Yeah, go on, get. Roll me intimidation, please.
Okay. Ooh, 13.
Yeah, a 13.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you note that like there was like an extra boom to the strike of the force damage from your weapon, and they seem to start scattering more rapidly. Interesting. Okay, cool. Eli, is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Lucky, it is your go.
I feel like Lucky, as soon as Eli starts, go on, getting, he's like, yeah, go on and get it. Like, same time, he's like, what is, wait, I've never, all right, let's get it, all right, we get it.
Yeah, you realize that it's like, it was really, whatever Eli did, you've never heard him yell this loud ever.
Lucky
It
is
is
very
so
impressed.
loud.
Probably also swayed to leave. Lucky's just gonna fire again back here. I really hope he took that potion. I'm not going in there though. Do I need to do a con?
Yes, so still do the con save. The swarms are getting smaller, but still do the con save.
It's a 10.
A 10. So you fail the con save, but it is now a because of the location of them and things of that nature, it is now a 1d4.
Okay,
of
as a
damage.
reaction, I would like to use Absorb Elements.
what the heck is that?
I'm like, yes, it.
As a reaction,
Yeah.
the spell creates some kind of captures incoming energy when you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, lessening its effect on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. The first time you hit with the melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage of the triggering type. The spell ends. Sure, hell yeah, okay. That's, yeah.
For story purposes, I feel like made him go. He reacts to this incoming like fire damage. He's like, I'm gonna go and get it. And he like puts his bow away and then pulls out his sword with this now newly raged within fire innards. And he's like, all right. He like runs into.
Runs towards the swarm.
I'm gonna get it.
Sure.
I'm gonna get it, Eli.
Yeah.
He goes in there.
Wow, okay.
Well,
Eli and Rob
great.
have never been so proud.
This is great.
He loves you. He loves Eli so much. Just letting you know. Okay, so now we're hitting melee. It's not expected, but thanks.
Yeah, you pull out your bandit captain's sword and you slash at the swarm, yelling, "Go on, get!" Releasing the built-up energy from absorb elements. All right, go ahead and roll for me.
It's a 12.
A 12, just enough to hit. Perfect. Roll me that damage.
So it's gonna be a +2 for dueling and then a +d6 for Hunter's Mark, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
+2 for dueling, plus D6 for hunters.
Is that where? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow. Sure. Yeah, uh-huh.
I don't know how that works, but it's there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a 14. Okay, and now I need that D6.
It's rolling. My internet's apparently taking a big old poop.
No worries. And then it's also the 4 for the fire damage. So that's 18, and then whatever the D6 ends up being.
It still just is rolling the dice ...
Perfect. We're good. There's a 2,
good.
so it is 20. It is 20 on.
He's just over there going, go on, get.
Yeah. So, wow. That's insane. 16 piercing damage
It's so
along with the 4 fire damage here into this. I think we get the bat kebab. And that is, or kabat, I think is what chat was calling it. So there we go. And like you get like 4 in a row on this thing, and they're roasting already. They're already like sort of on fire, but then they're roasting around it. It's really weird looking.
Yeah, when he quits swinging, he's like trying to get it off with his boot.
Yeah, and this swarm is great. It's pretty reduced in size here. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
He's gonna keep chasing it, so I haven't moved my full movement, so he's just straight up
Gonna close on in. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know what I've never had a ability of using with resistance, so I don't know if I need to roll the damage of being within range on being close enough, and then what is
right now you're not within the range of the swarm. It is dissipated a little bit. You're still in range of the initial save.
Yeah.
But as of right now, you're fine.
Okay. Forgive me. Learn along with me, chat.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's always good to learn. The swarms themselves, I think at this point, like the swarm looks more like three different swarms at this point. And they're all beginning to fly off in different directions. So, oops, I didn't mean to move the rapier, but like they're starting to fly off here. Definitely. So what is their fly speed? Okay. Yeah, they're going to start moving off at like max speed here. And as they do so, they begin splitting up even more and just, becoming smaller and smaller pods of bats as we get further and further away, from the area here. So, this is all they do. They just start leaving. So you guys are more than well. Dagonet, you can make an attack of opportunity here if you would like. Lucky, you can make an attack of opportunity here if you'd like. Otherwise, they are fleeing the field here and they're dashing. So they're going to move 60 total feet in various different directions as they scatter. So this is, if you want to get the attacks in, now's the time, because otherwise,
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah,
You've
I feel
done
like
it.
Lucky'd still be skewering, but not going to chase or anything. So.
Yeah, sure. So go ahead and give me the skewer. Give me the score. Yeah, 13, enough to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Spear, 15, enough to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 6 piercing damage from the spear.
Did I? Wow. I clicked the damage right as you rolled that, so I thought I clicked it too, and I was like, both got
8
6.
piercing damage from the sword. So 8 piercing damage from the sword plus the if you want to do hunters again.
It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
what is happening with my internet?
Kill a couple more, and as long as the video feed and the voice stays up, we're all good. I can get you. You can physical roll die if it comes down to it.
Somebody roll for me.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so they flee into the Ashen Plains here, and so they kind of fade from view as they fly off, and the heat dissipates as well, and you're left scorched, singed, bitten, bleeding. You feel, Dagonet, the metal cooling around you, thankfully, as a nice breeze kind of rolls through. Yeah, you're singed. Lucky's whiskers have that, like, when Tom and Jerry do a thing and Jerry gets his face blown up and he's got the, like, little, whisker singes, and it's very uncomfortable. Tever comes running up to you guys. He's like, "Oh, I was home," and I think he runs over to Dagonet quickly first, and he's going to cast. Oh my God! You guys told me exactly what the spell was before, and now I've forgotten it again.
Lay on hands.
The healing
Cure
touch,
wounds?
cure wounds. Thank
cure
you.
wounds.
Oh
Okay.
my God! Yeah, lay on hands is the paladin thing.
Right.
The
the
and
one
I'd
I have,
always
you mean,
forget
cheat
that.
this.
Yeah,
Why do I like
yeah.
this? I should know that.
And cure wounds doesn't show up in the compendium, please. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I just want to see what the die roll is. But he's gonna run up to Dagonet and like he needs to like put his hands on you, but like it's too hot currently, so he's just like
You might want to wait a little bit until it cools. I'm a bit toasty right now.
Okay. Yeah. So eventually, as it sort of cools, he braves it, and he's gonna roll. Oh gosh, my internet seems to be dying as well. Apparently, I'm just sitting here unrolling the dice too.
It might just be roll 20. We were having
Yeah.
issues with the other day.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you'll heal 4 from the cure wounds here. Okay. Yeah. So you guys are left at the edge of this this Ashen Plain. What would you like to do?
Real quick before this whole encounter ends, as Lucky ran up and did the go on get and like just decimated that roll, Eli was still thaumaturgized. Yeah, Lucky. Oh, geez, and kind of like this. Yeah, Lucky, like his normal voice. Like, oh God, like spooked himself. Like, oh God, I forgot I cast that.
That's awesome.
And then he'll go up to the party and dissipate, just kind of like flick the weapon. Well, the weapon comes back to him and he sheathes it, and as he like quote unquote sheathes it, it sort of just fades out where a sheath would be. And he just looks at everybody and says, that was conjuration, that orb. Somebody summoned these bats. Somebody is controlling them.
What? That doesn't make any. What?
I know what I saw. I know what I sensed. And Eli's just gonna look around to see if he can see any sort of figure nearby, any sort of mage. I don't know.
Yeah, roll me perception.
Okay. Those are my spells. That's not a spell. Roll 20. Don't do me like this.
I know. It's everyone right now. It's insane.
Don't do me. Oh, there we go. 21.
21. Yeah,
21.
you look around and what you see in front of you is just the desolation that is the Ashen Grove. It's miles of ash and burned out trees and
Well, I don't know much about conjurations. I mean, I trust you. I'm not saying, but if the bats were conjured, do they go back to who conjures them when they get unconjured?
Well, it's not that the bats were conjured, right? I mean, Deborah, you've seen amber bats floating around here. They're natural to this area. The orb was conjured and it drew in the bats, kind of like moths to a flame. That's my guess, at least.
That's. Oh, so you think someone conjured the orb and drew the bats together for what purpose?
I don't know, but they've got something against the Humblewood, and we got to stop them. If there's somebody behind this, I mean, they're playing with powers that they may very well not comprehend, or they do comprehend and just don't care.
That is. Well, both of those options are pretty terrifying. I'm going to be quite honest here.
But at least we know that it is something more tangible that is doing all this. If it was part of the calamity a long time ago, how do we treat that? At least now we have more of a target, a goal.
Absolutely.
Well, it could be the thing that took my mentor into the ash, maybe. But it was so large, it wasn't a person.
I would wager that there was a person either within or very close to it. I think they're trying to make themselves more frightening than just a person. They're trying to make their presence known, and they got their wish.
Well, you all look quite cinched. Would you want to take a rest somewhere, or do you want to push further into the grove now?
Well, I could use a bit of a sit down, but if we need to push on, I am willing to wait for the rest. I will live. I'll survive.
Are you sure, old friend?
I cooked a little bit here, but now I'm just a little seasoned.
Tell you though, I didn't know what was glowing. The fire of that new armor. It's a good look.
It was hard to see. I wasn't expecting fire to be up in my face. Might need a. I can't wait for the dark. Let's just say that.
Maybe next time we're in Alderheart, we can all go buy some sunglasses.
It definitely would have helped. The only reason Rob thinks we should move is just you still have a little under an hour of that fire potion. That's like my one thing.
As we continue to stand here, the fire potion's effect are deteriorating, and I would say probably at this point, from being healed and stuff, we've probably spent 5 or 6 minutes here.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want him to come back. We rest. Maybe we rest forward somewhere. Maybe we find like a cover or an overhang and a cliff edge or something, but not on the open like this. Not advised.
Yeah, no, it is not good to rest here at all. No, especially if more spinning orbs of bats. Anyone comes back to make more of them here, you would be caught. That's for sure.
Oh, all right. You're also very brave. Yes, we can keep going. I'll take you to the spot. Okay. Teva, you're leading. And he takes the first step into the Ashen Grove area. The forest is given way to this expansive plain of ash dotted with these charred husks of petrified trees. The wind has heat to it, and it constantly disturbs the ashen soil. As it blows, small embers can be seen forming in the disturbed ash, glowing briefly before being swept up and fading on the wind. It is clearly unnatural here, and you can feel the heat rising through your boots or into your talons, and sometimes you catch yourself stepping on a recently refired hot coal and having to kind of hop skip away from it as you continue into the ashen plain here. And I think for us. I think this is a good stopping point for our first break. And plus, with the issues we're having with Roll20, we're going to get a round of refreshes going on so we can make sure everyone's good, and hopefully we can keep rolling dice and things of that nature. So thank you guys for joining us for the first half of DieFall Alderheart, episode 14, and we will be right back. Hey guys, once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight on DieFall Alderheart, episode 14. If you're new here, think about dropping a follow on the channel. That's twitch.tv/runawayrobot_. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes or SoundCloud, and if you would like to reach any of those things, just put in DieFall at any one of those locations. You can find all of our shows there. And leave us a little like or a comment. This is especially important on iTunes. For every, like and comment that they get on there, we actually see an uptick in viewership or listenership, which is a pretty interesting thing. If you'd like to catch up with the video format, though, you can head on over to youtube.com/runawayrobot. And you can find all sorts of Dungeons & Dragons stuff there, as well as a couple reviews of some Dungeons & Dragons supplementary material as well. That being said, thank you so much to our patrons. If you guys would like to become patrons of the DieFall family here, you can head on over to patreon.com/DieFall. We have some cool little things that you can get for being a part of the Patreon. Every month you will have an NPC named, put into a hat, and drawn out and used during one of the shows. There are episode recaps up for grabs there. There are post shows that we would do for certain tiers there, and there's also an art tier if you would like to get art of this particular game done by some fantabulous artists, including our lovely Simply Jackson, Malaveth, and the Lady May. Then you can absolutely go to that tier as well. So thanks to our patrons, the Zombie Fighter, Wraith, ESG, and Tin Robit. I appreciate that. All of the proceeds go to our players. Just keep that in mind. We would like to pay them for their time and their talent, and hopefully give you guys something back in return. We will be right back for the second half of DieFall Alderheart, episode 14. So they've won Alderheart now. We've discussed it. It's over for everyone. But welcome back to DieFall Alderheart, episode 14, part 2. Our heroes find themselves entering the ashen plains of the Scorched Grove after having just solved the puzzle of the bats and the orb and the thing by hitting it repeatedly, which with enough force you can solve any puzzle. So what would you guys like to do? You've decided that you want to go deeper into the grove here. So how do you want to proceed? We have Tever kind of leading the way here. And so he's trying to take you to the location where he found this creature, right? So that's his goal. Is there anything that you guys want to be doing while this is happening?
Lucky's gonna essentially keep scout, a looking eye out for anything coming.
I'll give you a choice for this. Do you want to be looking out for this particular creature, or do you want to be looking out for general things?
I think anything that seems like it's fire.
Seems like it's
fire based would be good.
Sure. I think that's a general.
Just things on fire, maybe avoid just things on anything.
Okay. Anything that has
Trees,
flames on it? Is that what we're looking for? Yeah, okay. Roll me a perception check then. I think that's general enough that I could say you're looking for fire. So roll me some of that percept.
Yeah. Okay. Boop. Did it go through?
Nah, we're sitting, waiting, wishing. So
right.
It's okay. Do you have a D20 near you somewhere?
Yes, actually. Oops. And I have my sheet up, so I can just.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll me a D20 and let me know what it says.
I get back at the page and it's
there it goes. We're good. 19. Pretty good perception check there. Looking for things that are on fire. Well, besides your perception roll, there's quite a few things that just are generally on fire. But what you note is that nothing is on fire like the bats themselves, right? Exuding flame. There's low flames on burnt out trees. Again, there's those coals that you see. Sometimes they'll flare up a little bit and you'll see some flames up like from the ground. But there's not like a giant fire thing. There's not like a bonfire anywhere or anything like that. Most
like
of the time,
abnormal admittance of light somewhere, just like that's it kind of thing.
Not from what you can see. You do see ember bats flying in the distance. Not necessarily swarms of them, but you do see like flocks maybe. I don't know if ember bats flock, but you know, not as large a swarm that you did see. But you do see ember bats around. But they seem to be pretty far in the distance and just flying. You do see them like alight on some burned out trees sometimes. You note that an ember bat like lands on a tree and kind of hangs upside down, but it turns out it's a little bit too burnt out, so the ashen arm of the tree just kind of like cracks and falls off and poof into the ground where the ash is. But you're not noticing anything like nothing that was similar to what you just fought, and nothing that's like a large fire.
Okay. I imagine he would just use his knowledge to like point out any small families of bats that are flying and just advising to keep behind a bush or a shrub or something if they get close enough.
Sure. Yeah.
Never. So.
That's it. Thanks.
Okay. So what is the rest of the party doing here as Tever walks you to where he remembers the attack?
I think Eli's just kind of keeping vigilant, like hand on weapon, physical weapon.
Sure.
And looking for, he's not entirely utterly convinced that they're not being watched. So he's looking for any evidence of a not fire person.
Yeah, roll me another perception for that while you're in here and you guys are traveling. So we were looking for fire, and now we're looking for a person, right? So it's a little bit different, and you have a very particular eye out for this thing. That's a natural 20. So you're looking for a person, and what you note is that this place is desolate, and there's not hide nor feather of some kind of creature that doesn't necessarily already belong here.
And I mean, as far as we can see, it's like flat-ish, like wastes. Like it's not like there's no buildings,
so
there's no anything.
It is an expansive plain of ash with just these husks of petrified trees. Some of them have been tipped over, some of the branches have fallen off. But there's no evidence of any type of life or city that used to be here, or if there was one. Again, remembering the story of the quote calamity, it happened, centuries ago, that this place has been kind of burned out. And I realize now that I'm losing the music because now I've lost connection to Roll20, so that's going to be fun.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh my side and hopefully nothing breaks. But other than that, yeah, so there's no evidence of civilized life. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Pez has probably forgotten why they're here and what they're doing.
Okay.
So she's just looking out for pretty rocks, I think. Like different kind of fun looking rocks, maybe.
Okay. Roll me perception, and you're gonna look for rocks. Are you gonna try to dig through some of the ash here to find anything, or
just see if anything pokes out? Maybe shuffle her feet around. But
okay.
not
Sure, yeah, roll me perception for this.
In Pez's experience, do different rocks make different sounds when you play them?
Probably. You should probably experiment around with that, yeah.
An ash rock.
Ooh, something all porous.
Yeah.
So my Roll20 is also down, and I'm not sure what my perception number is, but I rolled a 13.
Perfect. So you rolled a 13. I have your character sheet up. My Roll20 is back. So it's just a 13. You have no bonus to your thing, so you're good. Yeah, with a 13, you kind of shuffle around stuff. I think at some point in time you catch a hot coal ember on one of your talons as you shuffle through the ash here, and you get it caught on the top of your talon. You have to kind of shake your foot off a little bit and see if you can't try dislodge it. You do, but you suffer a small burn on one of your little talons.
Oh, that was my best toe. This place sucks.
But as for rocks, there's a lot of petrified wood. But there doesn't seem to be like rock unless you really want to start getting below this heavy layer of ash.
I'll grab some wood. Use it to
You'll grab
bang
some
on my
wood?
already rock.
Yeah, so there are basically just charred pieces of wood. You're more than welcome to grab any size you'd like.
Heck yeah, probably just something she can hold comfortably. Just a couple of those.
Okay, sure. So you get a couple of them, and it's easy enough. Again, they're all over the place, so you're not really missing out on anything here. Okay, Dagonet, are you doing anything in particular?
I imagine he's taking up the rear, moving a little slower than normal.
Mhm.
Kind of using as one of his spears as like a walking stick.
Sure, yeah. So as you guys continue to proceed, Tever gets more and more nervous the deeper and deeper you guys go into this grove. And eventually, like an hour or so passes. And Tever's like, oh, well, this is the spot right here. This is where I lost him, my poor teacher. I don't see I don't see him anywhere. But I suppose we should probably take a look around.
Eli is gonna do his best to kind of like gently, like, he's on mission for sure. Like, he's trying to be vigilant, but he's also going to try and be conscious of Tever's nerves and sort of try to like help him look around, like kind of help him get there. Like, he's trying to lead, and maybe Eli is trying to take some of the burden off of him. Like, yeah, good idea, Tever.
Okay, good idea. Yes, good idea, Tever.
Yeah.
All right. So it rose from the ashes over there, and he kind of points off to the distance a little bit, and it came up, and then we turned to run. He yelled for me to run, and I turned and I left, and then when I looked behind, the ash and the mound had consumed where he was, and that's where I lost him. Maybe about 60 feet-ish that way.
All right, that's a good start. You said the mound consumed him. Like the
Yes,
ash itself rose up.
Yes, it came out of nowhere. We felt this rumble in the ground, and then the ash rose up, and like there was something coming out, and it came directly for us at such speed, and we turned to run, and I lost sight of him, and when I turned back, I can only assume that it took him.
Eli is gonna walk over to the 60 feet away that he had pointed out, and I don't know, I guess look for the ground to be any different, like as though
Sure.
like I guess he's looking for like living ash or living earth of some sort. Like I don't know.
So yeah, you're looking for a trace, a sign, some kind of something
yeah.
you could track, right? Like some kind of thing. So for this is generally a survival check.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be looking to see if there was a trace of some kind of creature that had done something here. So go ahead and roll me a survival, please. So a 23, definitely well rolled. Yeah, you get over there, and it's different than the ash that you had seen previously. It seems recently. It seems to have been disturbed, rather than a lot of the ashen plain here just seems like flat. There's dirt mixed in with the ash in this location, whereas in a lot of the other pieces, it's just this matting of this ash, whereas Pez had kind of like dug through the ash a little bit to get to the ground where that would be, where the rocks would be. You note that has been brought to the surface, and it's large. It spans a large area.
Would it look tilled? Like if freshly tilled earth?
Yeah, it's like as it. You do note that it was kind of hard for Eli to find. The roll was excellent. Like a fresh layer of ash would have fallen over this because there's been a couple days since the thing had happened. But when you walk over to it and you plant your foot into the ground, you'd be able to feel that the dirt is there and it's not just the ash. So yes, it would look like the earth had been tilled, but in such a way that the rut would have been 15 feet across.
Does it look like something burrowed down? Or does it look like something dragged along it?
And does it look like there's like a starting or ending
Yeah.
for this rut, or is it like
are we
equal on
talking
both ends kind of thing?
tracks or like upset terrain?
So taking a closer look at this and getting the help of your friends here, you know that you can kind of like step down into where this terrain's been disturbed after you uncover where the ash has been. It doesn't go down into the ground that you can see right here, but you can see as you follow it backwards that it looks like the rut of farmland, right? So it's pushed up onto the sides. All of this dirt has been disturbed, and under that is this where this 15-foot across just rut would be. And it continues down a length back towards where Tever tells you that they had been running from. And so if you turn and you go back to the other direction, the rut continues. And then it seems to disappear. It has an ending point where it looks like either whatever it was went deeper and is no longer disturbing the upper portions of the ground. But you do note that it doesn't leave, there's not a cave formation here. The land in the ash is so soft, it's collapses back in on itself before you would be able to go into a hole here.
It's kind of like digging in dry sand.
Yeah.
Lucky, would we be able to sense any more heat from any part of this walking back and forth? Is any, if you take 10 feet this way or 20 feet that way, just kind of patrolling the sides of it, does any part seem hotter?
Warmer, colder,
Yeah.
warmer?
No, I mean, literally,
Yeah,
there's a trace
yeah.
of heat from something.
Sure. You note that the whole of this particular rut is as cold as the ground could possibly be in this location. One side, if you go back to the beginning of where you found it begin, where Tever says he saw the earth seize up as if something large had been burrowing underneath. It's no hotter or colder than the ending point. Everything is kind of that's the ground temperature is kind of just always warm right here, so there's nothing that particularly sets you off with. It's likely not still here, right? Some kind of being of fire is likely not still here.
Lucky's gonna ask Eli, does this look like a trail or something? I mean, when you dig your stick in the sand,
I'm stuck between thinking yeah or thinking something burrowed down. I mean,
okay. And Lucky's gonna pull out his dagger, which he's not used at any point, and try to kind of dig in the center point of some ash if he can. Just.
Oh, hey, Lucky. Hey, no, I got some sticks. You want some sticks? I love sticks. I'm at
All right.
sticks.
Are they long sticks or short sticks?
They vary. Probably longest is about
Give me that long
2
one.
feet.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there is some sort of center of this dip, he's gonna try to make his way to it and poke and see if there's a bottom. I mean, because it's ash, so imagine it's just soft and shifting when you walk on it. So
Yeah, a lot of it is. So you head to the bottom of the rut here and try and poke around a little bit.
yeah.
You note that at the bottom of this rut, when you get below that, it's a much finer layer of ash down here, like it had been recently settling over the last couple days, rather than again, it's freshly disturbed. So you like sink the stick in it and you feel the dirt underneath, right? In a lot of ways, and this is maybe for the audience and us as players, when large, fires happen, the earth that's underneath, becomes more fertile, full of nitrates and things of that nature. So it seems like there's good dirt under here, but everything just seems to be covered with this layer of ash.
Yeah, there's not a center hole or anything. There's not a little bit, a crack or something down here, Eli. But and like he'll reach in and pick up something really fresh, like fertile soil, and be like, I mean, there's good dirt down here. Like,
Yes, but part of the tender's job is trying to bring life back to the grove itself, because the soil itself is so fertile, but nothing here seems to grow.
Lucky's at this point gonna take out. I think we were given like 3 containers by Eliza, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna fill one with
You got
the
bags.
ash.
You got
Yeah.
bags.
He's gonna fill one of the bags with ash, just kind of like scrape it in there. But then he's gonna try to, with the other one, once that one's filled, this is probably gonna take time. But the other one, pull out and like put some of this fresh soil in. Maybe some of this soil.
Yeah, you take the next 5 to 10 minutes to do this kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Eli is gonna dig.
Gonna dig. Okay. Where you digging, bud?
I think he's gonna go.
I forgot you can dig.
Hell yeah, man.
Excited.
He's gonna turn to the group and say, I won't go far. I just want to see. I don't know. I want to see if I can find anything under the dirt. And he's just gonna burrow down. I think he's gonna burrow kind of like roughly like 60 feet in.
Just down?
Diagonal down, I think.
Okay, so let's
Never
say
dig
it's a
down, man. This is
40.
Minecraft.
Right, so it's like, let's say it's like a 45. So you end up roughly 30 feet from the surface, right? So you end up 30 feet down.
Yeah.
And the dirt, when you start digging, you're like, it's really easy to move through. For someone that knows how to dig or knows how to move through dirt, like it's not like gravel, it's not clay. It's good dirt. It's easy enough to move through, and you go deeper and deeper down, and you're noting that there seems to be not really an end to the dirt here until you get about like maybe 20, 25 feet down, and you're like, okay, you start feeling where the stones are, the rocks, the gravel, the bedrock becomes more and more apparent as you get deeper and deeper down.
DM, are there any bugs?
Are there any bugs? You know what? I hadn't actually thought about the ecosystem beyond basically bats. So are there any bugs here? I think towards the surface, no. But as you get deeper in, I think the existence of like earthworms and stuff would probably be there. Whether or not there are like ground beetles or something like that, yeah, I think there probably would be. Their ecosystem wouldn't have been so much disturbed if they're able to burrow into the ground. Yeah, I'd say so.
Interesting. I'm gonna talk to him.
What? Okay. What is that? Okay, natural burrows, that's your burrowing thing. Speak with bugs. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas with creatures of the beast subtype that represents insects, spiders, worms, and other creepy crawlies regardless of their size. So you can talk to like a purple worm. That's crazy.
14 sessions, Joel. I have wanted to do this.
You
And
wanted
there
to
have
speak
been
with
different
bugs?
situations where I was gonna talk to a fly on the wall and see what somebody was saying, or so. I was like, no. Like, there's a better way to do this. But honestly, I got no freaking idea. So
Sure.
I think
I love this. This is great.
simply-
Yes.
as
So what is your
simply-
simple idea?
Yeah, so my simple concept, I guess, is like creatures operate on like an alpha male, or not necessarily male, but an alpha beta basis, whatever. I kind of want to ask like is there an alpha around here? Is there some sort of creature disturbing you all or lording over you all or something?
Sure. So, like, you find an earthworm, right? You find an
Is
earthworm.
his name Jim?
And sure, yeah, it can be Jim. This is Jim the earthworm. He communicates that very simple idea to you that his name is indeed Jim.
Groovy.
And so Jim the earthworm, and you is there like you're what do you picture for them? Basically, what I'm gonna say they do is they basically impart picture ideas or feelings.
Yeah.
So are you what kind of feeling are you trying to impart for your question? You're just like, is there something that like, is there something that scares you? Is there something?
Yeah. Is there an alpha? Is there something that scares you around here that disturbs you all?
You get back this emotional image from this worm. They don't really have a whole lot of cognitive ability, but you get this feeling of being shoved out of the way, being tumbled over into the dirt, not knowing where you were from where you are from where you were, and it's this feeling of like it's like the biggest worm ever. It's so big. All worms must have come from the great worm. And I was just in the way. And it blessed me with its passing, tilling the earth to find new nutrients.
Does it think it's a worm? Or is it like factually
Worms don't have eyes,
worm?
so
Okay.
it's very
So
hard for it to say.
It assumes that it's a worm of some sort.
Right.
Also, my God, that was Shakespearean. Beautiful. Bravo. Okay. Well, thank Earthworm Jim. And
If worms could bow, it bows to you, respectfully, as a fellow worm.
I'm sorry. You've broken me.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Eli, I think, is going to burrow back up to the surface. Cautious not to jostle Jim too much. He sounds like he's been through a lot, man. And yeah, he'll breach the surface and kind of pop his head out, do a little hedgehog shake the dirt off, and just get up, dust himself off. Yeah, there's something burrowing through this earth here. The bugs have felt it. The ecosystems felt it. Something big. I wager it's what took your teacher. I mean, maybe we follow where these burrows go and we find it. And perhaps it answers to whoever's conjuring these orbs of light.
Oh, if you think that's the right decision, I do want to find my teacher, though. So yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Can we just ask it to relocate?
I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. A giant being such as this, from what I saw, burrowing out of the ground, I don't know if I'd want it in the forest proper. Could be rather dangerous.
Is born here? Where's his mom? Is it the mom?
Well, there's the teachings of the Tenders say that the calamity it caused change. The Ember Bats are one of the most common of changes, but there's distinctly still magic here. Occasionally, residual essences of the magic that caused this pop up, and they begin to change the things around them. Again, the activity of late has been odd. The creatures that you described earlier, the rocks full of fire, I forget what you called them. that's new. That wasn't in the teachings, but there are different creatures of fire and flame that wander the wastes here. I do not know their purpose or if they have a mind of any kind other than to survive. It's really unknown. The tenders, we try to avoid conflict as much as possible because we want to just bring life back to the plane. And it's becoming increasingly hard to do so with so many disturbances of these beings of fire and whatever this burrowing thing. You said the worm said it was a great worm? I can only imagine if it's anything like the bats. It's a worm that's just on fire.
Well, it thinks it's
a scary
worm.
Thing.
I mean, they're simple creatures. I mean,
well,
it just knows it's bigger than it.
We have fire bats. Why not fire worms?
Potentially. I don't know. I just. You ever see any sort of, I don't know, leviathans here?
Leviathans? No. Nothing. Nothing that would even come to some kind of size like that. The largest thing that I'd seen was whatever was trying to burrow out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Did it like make any sounds or anything when it came out of the ground? Because you just said you saw like ash, right?
A large cloud of ash comes bursting out as the ground itself heaves up, and no, just it was loud because the earth was moving in such great speed, but I didn't. No, I didn't hear anything. No noises of like an unnatural creature. No, I don't remember.
All right.
I think maybe our best bet is to try and follow these burrows, this trail.
Yeah, I mean, I got the ash for Eli, and I got some photo that she might could use that too. So, I'm in it with you guys. I am. What time of day is it? Started? It means like, is it?
I was gonna say I'd like to note that with the travel time and the investigation going on here, we are well outside of the hour for the potion. It's becoming late afternoon now. You guys have moved deeper into the Ashen Plain here and spent some time, and especially with Eli's foray into the ground and some of the you guys looking around at different things. I'd say it's late afternoon now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys though. If we encounter something that can just whisk away one tender, when you get that little like burning sensation in your eyes when you get a little tired, I think it's exemplified with all the ash in the air right now. I could go for a nap, I could go for a sleep, but that's up to you guys. I don't know what we're gonna encounter, and I don't want to be exhausted, so.
Yeah, I think that's smart, Lucky. We could take a break.
I mean, I know this isn't gonna be Dagonet's best choice, but you still got that charm, Fez?
You want to go up?
Up?
Oh yeah, I got this real neat thing. It just like grows a tree, and we'll go up and just hang out in the tree.
Oh, that's wonderful. That sounds that it takes us very far away from everything down here.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, but we don't see anyone around, so it's probably fine. Right?
I like this idea. Yes.
Just to be clear, there's no immediate flames in the area. It's just ash.
Yeah, so everything around you, I've taken into account Lucky's original perception check.
Okay.
The flames that you do see are like little, either spurts of fire from like ashes that have been blown away, and like the coals maybe flare up for a second, or like a tree flares for a moment on where like some flame is still residual in the charcoal of the branches and stuff. Or you see like an ember bat alight on a branch, and it's like little candle-like flame from its nostrils flare. There's nothing large here. There's no large flames here, no.
Okay.
What could
I'm
go
gonna-
wrong with a large wooden nest and a fire?
Yeah, a
biome?
giant tree.
Fine.
Much.
Keep in mind it is a magical object, so it is maybe stronger than your average tree.
It's moist. It's okay.
It's moist, yes.
It's fine.
For whatever reason, it's dripping water all the time.
I cast create water.
It just like rains in the Ashen Grove. Oh
Um,
my gosh.
Give it a mask.
I have one more question about the burrow trail. When you were describing it, you described it similar to tilled land. Does it look like it was done deliberately, or just kind of like as the result of burrowing?
It's as you examine it to see if it was maybe done with some kind of deliberate hand. I think with some, if you were to, I'll give you this answer if you use the tree to go up, because you'll have a better view of what you're looking at.
Dang,
And
are you
also,
brave?
are we short resting, or this is it for the night?
It's late afternoon, so if you short rest, you're basically running directly into a long.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's up to you.
Got it.
You're more than welcome to go hunting at night.
No, that's okay. Cool with a late night thing.
Lucky,
Yeah.
do you have your extra rope?
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I still got Steve.
Can I borrow it if we're going to use the nest?
You can. I mean, now that I gotta carry these 3 bags, you can have Steve if you want. This is a lot of weight for me. I've got tiny legs.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna like give you the rope. You know, it's fine.
Yes, I will take good care of Steve as long as he takes good care of me.
Just trusty. He's been with us for a while. Remember we were back in that cabin in the swamps? I was like ready to go in, and Steve was ready to hold me from going out. You know, so.
That is true.
And remember the mountains towards the fort back when it was Bandit Fort. Now it's not Bandit Fort anymore. Steve helped us from going off the ledge potentially when the rocks are following. So put your faith in Steve. You know.
Yes, I try to forget that. But thanks for reminding me. Yeah, and he's like going to be tying around him.
Yeah, just waiting for the branches to form to tie it to it. Yeah, sure. So Pez, you put the pendant on the ground and summon your tree? Yeah. So for those of you guys that may not remember this one, it's called a nest charm. The nest charm is, I'm going to go ahead and put it up on this thing so I can show them on the map screen here. The nest charm is a uncommon wondrous item. And it's a charm of a sphere of intricate metal branches interwoven to form like a nest. You put it on the ground, speak the command word, and then cause it to unfold. It creates a 30-foot diameter circular platform of interwoven branches. Once it reaches the full size, it grows straight up, lifting it 50 feet into the air on a very strong trunk. The perch lasts 8 hours, at which point it will just retreat back into the ground, safely depositing everyone on the ground itself and reforming itself into the charm. So, what was the command word again, Pez?
I think it was like cozy. Or,
Yep, okay,
yeah.
cool. It was cozy, and so it unfolds, everyone underneath you, Dagonet quickly tying to one of the branches that unfolds itself, and whoop, 50 feet up into the air, our party rises.
How's Day look?
Can someone help me secure the rest of this? I can't really reach now that we're up, and he's just kind of like starfished in the center of it.
Eli will help.
Okay.
I imagine Lucky's just like grasping on and like help as we go up because this is his vibe, you know.
Yeah, Tever's like in the middle with Dagonet, like, oh my goodness, oh, as it like gets all the way to the top. This is wondrous magic. Oh, do you encounter many magical things as heroes?
Is this not normal?
No? My growth magic can barely make a sapling over weeks. And here you grow a tree straight from the ground out of a necklace.
Lucky just found it, I think, right? Is that what happened? You found it?
Found it in the slime, I believe, right?
it's just-
Yeah.
The slime?
Yeah. How about over some food and a fire? We'll tell you a story about our adventures to go and save a strig in the
Stories.
caves and the swamps. Yeah.
Stories of adventure. Yeah,
She's
yes,
probably got a tune for it too, like elbowing over for pins.
We can make something
I
up.
would most enjoy this. Yes,
A food
yes.
and a fire, you say?
So Eli, do you
You.
pull out your food and fire?
Oh, you know it.
Heck yeah.
Hey, real quick.
Mhm.
Would Dagonet be suffering the frightened effect right now?
Definitely.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, good to keep in mind with that.
Magnificent feast.
Yes, yes. So you conjure your magnificent feast in your hearthstone, and everyone begins to rest. What do you make in your magnificent feast today?
I think I'm gonna make some something cold. Like I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's gonna make like some sort of like ice cream thing.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
like,
it
mochi
magically
or something.
appears.
Yeah.
Sure. So you magically create like a large bowl of like mochi pieces, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of mochi?
Oh,
I'm a mango guy myself.
dude,
My
I've
girlfriend
been
really
having
likes red bean or green tea.
mini mango bites in my freezer right now, and they're dope. But I gotta go with green tea, I think.
Green tea, refreshing,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Yes. So you summon these and a magically conjured location, maybe out of your pot. They're like they stack up into it, right? And you distribute them around. The fire maybe isn't so necessary for heat, but it is nice to have some light. So you guys maybe
Yeah.
like sit further away from it, so you're not sweating. And you're depositing these tiny little like gooey cold balls of flavor. And those that choose to consume it, I believe they become cured of the frightened condition.
Remove either frightened or poison condition.
And you guys will, by taking your long rest anyways, get all of your stuff back and all of your HP back and stuff, but it also would give you 2d4 healing as well. So it's pretty good stuff. It's pretty good stuff. Yeah, getting all of the blessings of the cleric today. Speaking with bugs, summoning rapiers. Like, man, we are cruising. Yeah, so as the afternoon falls tonight, is there anything that you guys would like to accomplish in the remainder of the evening? You tell stories to Tever, you sing a little tune. So what do you want to do? Is there any particular things?
I do want to take a look at that burrow and see if it looks from this vantage point like it was like, deliberate. Like if, I don't know. I want to see some crop circles.
Roll me some perception. Yeah, you're 50 feet up in the air right now, which is pretty good. A 19.
My
Great
God,
perception check.
What is happening?
Yeah, your perceptions have been on point today.
Everything. Dude, this is
the
never
rapier
going
rolls
to happen
too.
again.
Yeah, this is it. Episode 14. This is it.
I peeked.
Remember this forever. You look around and you do note something. That this line here maybe goes 60 or so feet, that long line, 15 feet across, 60 feet long, and then disappears. But following it in a straight line, you note that it comes up again, maybe about 100 feet down further away from it in a straight line location. But then you look again and you don't see it. You don't see anything in that direction, but you do note that it seems to turn. It pops up again 20 feet north of where it was, not further away to the west, but north now. And you note that the length of the burrow seems to be shorter, and then it disappears once again, and you lose it there.
So I'm seeing a clear trajectory, basically.
From this height, you see that it is gone. It was going west. It went west again, and then you couldn't find another one west, but there seems to be a disturbance of a similar nature north of it.
Okay. I think if Lucky's nearby, Eli's gonna, hey, Lucky, come here.
Yeah,
see-
yeah.
And he'll sort of like point it out and explain like exactly what you just explained. Just sort of, you see the path it takes. You suppose it's doing all the way over to the west.
I don't know. I mean, what's out west from here? I never-
Ash Barrow, but that's about, I don't know.
Never
That's
been out
closer
there.
to Meadowfen. That's southwest of here. I don't know. I think there's something north of Ash Barrow, maybe. Maybe
Can-
this is how the militia disappeared.
I mean, there's something making this large of a line, whether it be something in the earth or something out of it. This is far. I didn't expect it to be this far. Not much is
Yeah.
gonna get past it once it's active. Can Lucky use a survival to essentially, like it's almost if it's tracking? Is there anything that this would remind him of tracking wise?
Perfect idea for that. Roll me some survival.
19.
So there you got an 18 in survival. Is this like tracking? Yeah. This looks like the tracks of something that burrows underground. It seems to pop up in different locations. Whether or not it had something against these two tenders that were here, or whether or not they were just wrapped up in the latest breach of whatever this creature was.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look like tracks. You could probably follow these.
Lucky's gonna kind of like, he's gonna reminisce with Eli and be like, remember that one time we came across that one mole fella? The guy, we could barely get his attention because he kept avoiding us and going under the ground.
Yeah.
And then when he would make those mounds, but it's almost like a reverse mound, but it's, you know what I'm saying? It was like tracks
Right,
kind of
no.
like in the same.
Oh, yeah. What if...
I really hope this is not a big mole because that guy was really annoying, man.
Yeah, I use those goofy looking glasses. I don't know why you need
It's like goggles.
bottles, but yes.
Bottles.
Same energy. Sorry, I'm just full of old video game references today. Earthworm Jim bottles from Banjo
Bottles.
Kazooie. It's just all
It's good. I dig this.
you suppose it had something to, and he kind of lowers his voice so that Tever can't hear. It had something against the two of them being here, and it came from wherever maybe its den is out west.
Did Trevor and Havel say anything about how long they've been out here trying to repair the land?
I think it's a kind of an ongoing project of the tenders. No.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the tender timeline or anything, but I
Yeah.
wonder if they've been doing enough or too little, if that's caused the attention of something, you know, or maybe they pushed too far and started. I mean, I don't know many people who've come out this far, so
I'm still not completely unconvinced that this thing wasn't sent by whoever's controlling those bats.
yeah, I don't know much about magic. I mean, it's weird. I can get a little bit out, but I mean, I trust you on like I ain't even seen many people conjure many things, especially that big.
Yeah.
So like, all I know is if we're dealing with something that can very easily conjure something like that, those orbs or whatever, and anything that would make tracks this big, we gotta get ready.
Yeah.
Because if they're fighting the tenders from growing stuff out here, and they're just trying to take over and burn and whatever, then it's gonna be tough.
Absolutely.
I doubt they like we're here anyways. I doubt they even don't know that we're already here.
Hey, they've got to know. They've got to know. I mean, we destroyed their orb that was controlling the bats, right? I mean, they must have felt that.
What are those orbs really used for? Other than riling up the bats, you know?
Yeah.
You don't think that orb? Well, I mean, did you sense that orb had like a mind?
I just sensed that it was conjured. I mean, maybe it's some sort of basic fire mote. But other than that, I'd wager a guess that somebody conjured it like a lantern and attracted the bats like bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe these fire creatures just are simply, they just follow fire. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
this
they've
is
been out
new
here.
territory to me.
Yeah. I just worry that, whatever's out here is just not happy with progress other than what's going on with the Scorched Grove,
Right.
I don't know how
Why else would the militia disappear, and why
Mhm.
else would tenders be attacked?
I never
this
heard
thing,
anything like it.
whoever this person is clearly doesn't want anybody poking around this grove, so we got to be on our toes.
I know Teva's a little off sometime. Do you think he can let us know, like, any areas that he hasn't remembered being mapped out yet?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty knowledgeable about the grove if you get past the nerves. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
I just wonder if he's, like, not wanting to tell us about somewhere that...
I just think he's traumatized. I mean,
I would be
probably
too.
attached to his teacher, and I mean, how would you react if you saw some giant thing come out of the earth and I don't know, potentially swallow him? Like,
Ooh, Trevor? I mean, I don't know that guy, but maybe I would be a little upset about. But,
well, thank you.
I mean, yeah, he's... that's not gonna happen. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got a good point. We should tonight, maybe we'll get some information out of him. Just, real casual, like, just kind of in conversation, like, oh, what different parts of the Scorched Grove have you been in and whatnot. And
maybe if it potentially is within any direction of these tracks, 1 + 2. I don't know, man. Just no moles this time. Remember that guy?
yeah,
Frey was like, "Hey, go after this mole. He owes me like 100 gold." And it was a tiny job, dude. And that guy was just...
Yeah, I try to be agreeable to most people, but I just could not deal with him.
Right. Do you want to wait to tell everybody in the morning, or you want to... I mean, we might wait till Dagonet's feet onto the ground on the actual ground.
Yeah. Let's just let everybody have a good night's rest.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna take first watch though. I'm still a little on edge.
All right, I'll go ahead and rest, and when you get done, you can just,
All right. Thanks.
These
Lucky.
mochi, I mean, these are great, dude.
Thank you. I figured.
I'm a little bit more of a strawberry guy, but this is good.
Well, I'll remember that next time. I just figured it was getting a little hot around here, and everybody could use a nice cool down. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of, isn't it weird that the air up here is almost like the same exact temperature as what it was down there? Like, not cooler. You're 50 feet in the air. Normally it would be...
Yeah, I mean, heat rises.
I mean, I don't know science, but when we were in the mountains, we were colder when we were higher.
Eli looks up and sees a cloud of bats.
Oh shit, they've been 30 feet away this whole time!
They're here!
It's like a small sun! Ah!
Come to think of it, the sun should have gone down like 3 hours ago. Why is it still so bright?
How did we get to Tatooine? This is weird.
Oh, now I need Humblewood Tatooine edition. This is, I mean...
Deck of Many, make it happen.
Oh my
wow,
gosh.
rats.
The bandit coalition walk in single file to conceal their numbers.
If we ended up on Tatooine, I 100% with that lucky dice I could reroll as like R2D2 Ranger. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
So, let's do, are you guys good for the evening? Did you do what you need to do? Or you got anything else you want to accomplish before I ask for a watch order here?
I don't have anything. Lucky's pretty spent, ready to sleep.
Yeah.
Probably would just be tinking on maybe Dagonet's
Perfect.
shield with the sticks.
Lucky, you said you were going to go first, so roll me just some percep.
I think Eli claimed first, but I'll go
Sorry,
second.
Eli,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you. In the Waning Sun.
Perception.
General percep. It's 6.
Hey, there it is. And
You're,
we're back on brand.
Yeah, you're 50 feet off the ground, and it's dark now. Hard to see. You do see like little flashes of light. You wonder if it's fire or more bats or maybe just your mind playing tricks on you, being this high off the ground. You're not entirely too sure, but your watch proceeds without any issue that you know of. Waking up Lucky. They're taking their turn at watch. Go ahead and roll me some perception, please. Luck. 7. Very similarly, you do not have dark vision. It's dark. You see flashes of light, fire, maybe. Hard to tell. It's 50 feet off the ground on a magical little platform. You're probably fine. Nothing happens during your watch. Who's taking third?
I can do it.
All right, Pez, roll me some perception. An 8. Wow, 6, 7, and 8 all in a row here.
We're getting
Very
there.
similarly, Pez, you can't see in the dark. It's dark out. You see flashes of light, but you're all high up in the air. You're probably fine. And last but certainly not least, Dagonet, do you want to take a turn at watch here?
How long has it been since we ate the mochi?
It would have been 6 hours.
Okay. Then yeah, he is perfectly okay to
Perfectly okay to
look
yeah, you feel
out, but not
weirdly
down.
brave. Yeah, weirdly brave. You look out. Hopefully there's nothing out there.
Get a 9.
If you get a 9. 13, damn it. Ruined it all. God.
Sorry.
A 13. You note that for all the ash that is below you, the air is particularly clear here, though still warm, and the breeze itself still feels warm. The stars are beautiful. You note some off in the distance flights of ember bats. Again, keeping your eye level flat to the 50 feet up in the air, you note nothing on the ground. Your watch goes by without any known issue. The morning comes. Everyone rouses. Maybe has a ration or so. Dagonet, 8 hours is approaching its time up, and as you become afraid of being high up in the air again, you guys are brought down to the ground, and it bounds back up into a little nest charm, and you are safely deposited into the ashy plains.
You know how like when you're on a roller coaster and like you feel like your stomach and your throat just kind of like come up to here? I feel like that's how Dagonet felt as like that wore off as the thing dropped.
All of it happening at the same time for you? Yeah, pretty terrifying. But yeah, you are safely deposited back on the ground. What do you guys want to do?
I think Eli will roughly relay what he and Lucky talked about the night before.
Yeah.
I think we need to head west. That looks to be where whatever this is that's burrowing may have come from, may have went. Not sure, but I'm
It is a
hoping
start.
I'm hoping maybe we find something. Tever, I mean, do you know of anything out that far?
So it's a little embarrassing. I am but a sapling in the tender culture. Means I'm kind of a lower level, which is why I had a teacher with me at the time. I have not ventured so deep into the grove. This would be about as deep as I had ever been.
Well,
Did your teacher ever tell you like stories of Wild West, or is it just like when we get there, we get there?
Well, from what I know, it just continues like this. Just desolate and ashy and warm and devoid of anything green. Well, except for my cloak, I suppose.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you're Gonna be quickly grown from a sapling to a young tree today, aren't you?
Yes, I suppose so. So west then?
I think that's the best move.
So Dagon, you still got the rope around your
Oh,
waist.
yes, I better untie myself, eh?
You know,
I'm not going very far, yeah?
Keep it.
You're like
definitely.
currently tied to the necklace itself. It's a little weird.
It's just like dangling like a little belt now.
Yeah.
Can I have that back?
Oh, yeah, but of course, yeah. Here, just, maybe you, grab the necklace and just, walk around me, until the rope unwinds.
However it works. I mean, this is my most important accessory, you know. Just...
So less movement, I know we have to walk away, so...
Speaking of accessories, Pez, have you included any of your patches in any of your tales? Or have you written stories about any of them? They're very, yeah. The beautiful like hand stitched work on your jacket.
They are very gorgeous, but I don't really know how to write a song about a patch with a door on it. I'll work on it. It's just not super exciting yet. But maybe when we use it, maybe that'll be a good story.
Secretly, like he's like trying to be her producer. Keep working.
I'm always thinking of stuff. Well, have you seen these sticks? They make real good sounds if you tap them on metal. And I'm just gonna tap on Dagone's shield again. Dagone, can I borrow your shoulders real fast? I'm just gonna tinker around.
I suppose so. If it I can't stop the Great Pez in making up an opera. Yeah.
Look at all these different sounds on all these different parts.
Ting tong tong ting tong 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 ting ting tong 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 ting ting ting.
Dagone, you are an instrument.
Well, at least I'm good for something, eh?
Okay. Westward it is. Can I get whoever is leading the party from track to track a survival check, please?
I imagine if Trevor isn't. Oh, okay, you want to go? Cool.
Yeah, 15. Definitely good enough. And you would have been able to help Lucky if you would like.
Yeah.
So it's 17, 15. Perfect. Easy enough. You can find the first track that you saw from up high that was away from the one you saw yesterday. And from there, following it to the northern one, you see where it turns, and you continue onwards, and you note that it is going deeper into the Ashen Plain, further in, and then it flips back around after it goes somewhat north and heads back east. And you continue following these breaches, some are farther than others, but good survival rolls. You guys are able to figure out the direction in which it is going, sometimes fanning out and looking around and then finding where the disturbance is again. You're able to figure it out. Suddenly, you see what looks to be some kind of disturbance. About an hour or so into the morning, something is moving underneath a thick coating of cinders and at a rather frightening speed, churning up burning embers on either side as it goes before vanishing. Through the ash cloud, you can see a fleeting image of green robes, desperately running to keep ahead. Tever calls out, I know him! That's Tim Robert! We have to help! A creature resembling a huge snake breaks through the surface with incredible force. Its scales are like charcoal, and between the scales a sinister orange glow issues from its molten core. The same glow can be seen coming from 2 points on the creature's head resembling eyes. Though whether or not it uses these to see, it is rather unclear. It notices you. It feels the vibrations of your walking, and it bursts out of the ground, trying to get at the tender and, well, eventually maybe you. And I'm going to need everyone to roll me some initiative, please. And chat, I will get you on the map here in just a moment.
Danger nude.
That's a snake.
It's a snake.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a snake. And I had music, but I think my roll 20 died.
Oh no, we win.
So I'm gonna it's like it's free when it doesn't have a thing.
Lucky took points in hacking.
God. I'm reloading, so hopefully it works, but it's telling me right now I've been disconnected.
Oh, yeah,
Anything
mine's
you
telling
do
me
right
popped
now.
up.
A server
just got it
error
now,
right
too.
now.
Oh no. Oh no.
Joel, your
well, you can
encounter
see the
broke us.
snake. You can see the snake.
Oh.
It's loading. It's
works
loading.
now. Oh.
It's
Wait.
loading. Does my music work? Wait. Oh
Oh.
gosh.
Oh, daggone.
Wait.
Nope.
Wait,
I
this one.
can't. Oh, wait. Now I can sign back in.
Whoops.
What happened?
Oh, it's just over. Everything broke.
No, wait.
Maybe they won't notice.
Maybe they'll just redo it. Redo it.
Oh,
Daggone.
oh God, Dagonet. Oh, Dagonet, no.
All right. I'm
Oh,
in.
no.
Oh, Dagonet, what happened?
Oh no, Dagonet.
My sweet baby boy.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
back.
no. You're back?
Yeah.
All right, hang on. I'm moving some stuff around so we can see some things. And I'm reloading again because oh no, it looks even worse on my screen now. Oh, this is struggle bus time. It's okay. We'll cut this out in post. So you guys get to see all of this live right now, but we'll cut this out later when it's literally not loading for me.
Yeah, I had a server error and like the entire page was just text. For a
Yes,
bit.
that's what I had as
And
well.
yeah,
yes.
I was gonna say I had to refresh a little bit, but it eventually got back in.
Eventually,
So,
we're in. I am in the game. Whether or not we will have music for this is yet to be seen, but I am in the game. The turn order is in existence, and I'm going to click this, and I gotta get the character sheet up. I'm sorry, it's gone now.
no,
But
it's
here
fine.
we
Bap,
needed music.
bap.
Pez, go.
Pez, get on it.
Battle music. Just drum on my shield. It's good.
Yeah, totally. It's gonna work. Oh, okay. The ash snake is at the top of the turn order here with a 21. Please play. I now miss the music when it doesn't happen. It's not working. But it's okay. We're just gonna continue onwards and hope for the best. The snake bursts out of the ground near where supposedly Tim Robert, the other tender, is. It's hard to see on this map. I will bring it out one more for you guys at home, so you will be able to see hopefully the party and the snake itself. Yeah, you can now. Awesome. Okay, so the snake has the first turn here, and it's gonna burrow under the ground. It disappears from your sight all the way under the ground, and it moves somewhere and erupts out of the ground right in front of Lucky, grasping out for him. Lucky, I'm going to need you to roll me a... Wait, let's see if it actually hits you first. Click. That's... didn't do a thing. Oh god, I think it might still be broken.
It's a whiff.
It's an 11. It is a whiff.
It's a whiff.
Yeah.
It lashes out with its tail, unable to make contact with you, avoiding its constriction. It then attacks you with its nope. Wait, it does have a multi-attack. Where's its bite?
If it does attack
Sorry.
again, I can impose protection.
Okay, it's going to attack again.
It'd roll at disadvantage.
Okay, I don't think my stuff's loading correctly. Only half of the page for the NPC is here, so I'm going to have to go to the book real quick.
He's now
and
half the snake he used to be.
yeah, he's literally he doesn't have a bite attack currently.
He doesn't need it. It's fine.
Yeah. It's totally cool. I'm just gonna roll for it. It's the same as the constrict one for the bonus, so it's a 15 on you, Lucky, to bite out at you.
That would
It's
be a
16
10.
AC.
16 AC anyways. Oh, and it's you're correct. It is the disadvantaged one. So it's unable to bite at you. The shield intercepting in the way, shoving the snake to the side, unable to make contact. And the snake is now out here. Oh, can I get dexterity saving throws from both Dagonet and Lucky, please?
Sure.
I totally forgot that this actually does a thing. An 11 for Lucky, and then an 8 for Dagonet. The eruption, for whatever reason happening after the attack now, knocks you both prone. Sorry.
Cool.
I'm a little flustered with all the refreshing, so now I'm thrown off. But yeah, so you are both knocked currently prone by the beast. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some markers for that. That is the Ash Snake's attack. Pez, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
The snake art is really pretty. I wonder who drew it. It's
Yes.
Seeing Lucky and Dagonet have to jump out of the way, I'm gonna do a quick bardic inspiration on Lucky, like, oh my gosh, Lucky, hey, look at that snake, you got it, it's fine. Look at your teeth, they're bigger than those. It's fine. And then I'm gonna do Fairy Fire on the snake.
Okay, what does that do?
It makes everything within a 20-foot cube glow.
Okay.
So maybe you won't be able to sneak up on us because that was real spooky.
Because that was real spooky. So it does outline it in this fairy fire. It doesn't burn it at all.
No.
But for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed a dim light of a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against the affected creature has an advantage if the attacker can see it. The affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. We'll have to see how that affects its burrowing nature. But as of right now, it is lined in fairy fire, and so it will be easier to hit. And you have bolstered your friend. Is there anything else that you'd like to do, Pez?
I'm gonna hide behind Eli.
Wonderful. Yes. It's a good plan. Eli's a thick guy. Okay, so Eli, it is now your turn. What do you want to do? This giant snake is sitting here in front of your friends. 2 of them have been knocked prone.
I'm gonna go ahead and Hail Mary this.
Yeah.
I would like to invoke my speech of the ancient beasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does this do? Speech of the ancient beasts.
Great beasts regard me as their kin, and I possess the and I possess the speak the language. That's a typo. My bad. I can speak the languages of the most powerful and mystic of their kind, and beasts of large size or larger have a friendly disposition toward me unless I have attacked them.
Okay.
And
specifically beasts, I want to check. Specifically beasts? Okay. So what do you do?
I would like to say to it something along the lines of, now please, we mean you no harm. Why do you attack these people?
There is no response. And the snake continues to lash out at your friends.
Well, I tried. Spiritual weapon.
Perfect. Yes, roll that spiritual weapon. Bonus action. Get it done.
Shield of Faith, Lucky. I changed my mind.
Okay, Shield of Faith on Lucky. Perfect. So +2 AC to Lucky for the duration. Lucky, keep that in mind. And I will give you a little marker right there, so showing that you got that Shield of Faith on.
That I'm going to, if also possible, to contextualize drawing a weapon. I'm gonna whip out that old blade of the wood, but like not in a way where it looks like I'm gonna use it, in a way that kind of looks like I don't want to use it, but I will if I have to. Like kind of it's at my side ready.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you've drawn your blade and it
just,
rests
like,
at your side.
cautiously drawing the blade as I cast Shield of Faith on Lucky.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
That's my turn.
Excellent. Lucky, you're on the ground as my roll 20 crashes one more time. But that's okay. What would you like to do?
Lucky is going to use his action to get up. He is going to use his bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the snake.
Okay.
And then he is going to use his feat called oh god, I can't scroll. Where's my scroll? Essentially, it's the feat where I'm really small, nimbleness, and I can go through any creature larger than me.
You can pass through the space of creatures larger than you. Yeah,
so he's
absolutely.
just gonna move. He's just gonna move to the other side of this snake.
Okay. Yeah.
And if DM will allow me for movement, because I only went 5, 10, 15 feet, and I essentially, Lucky's gonna try to crawl on the snake. Just try to climb up the snake. We're just gonna.
You've hop, skipped, and jumped your way around and onto the snake. Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like hanging on to the butt end right now. All right, let's go.
You're hanging on to the butt end. Absolutely. Okay, sure.
Will you put the mark on the snake whenever it gets loaded? Because I will forget those ton of marks, if that's okay.
Yes, I
Thank
will.
you.
I'm currently sitting on a black screen. So
I've had to start taking notes because of things with the roll 20s.
Yep. And that's okay. Is there anything else that you would like to do here?
No, Lucky is readying to annihilate whatever this thing is. Hopefully, I don't know.
Okay. I can't see the turn order, so someone tell me who's next.
Dagonet.
Dagonet. Go ahead. What would you like to do? You're prone on the ground right now.
Yeah, he's gonna roly-poly stand up.
Perfect. Okay. You rock back to your feet.
Does that take a full action or just move action?
It just takes half of your movement.
All right. So I've got advantage on it right now, right? Because it's glowing.
If you make an attack right now, because of the fairy fire, you do indeed have advantage.
He gonna poke with the spear.
Go and poke with the spear. All right. Bring it on. Oh my God. Do we have music? Okay, I feel better. All right, poke with the spear. I'm gonna get back to the chat so I can read stuff now.
For the meantime, because he was prone and he had to stand up, his shield is on the ground right now, so I'm two-handing.
Two-handing for the moment? Sure, yeah, absolutely. And I will get my ash snake out, yes.
Nice.
21, yeah, that hits. That definitely hits. 5 piercing damage to the great snake in front of you. And I will remove the prone markers from both of you here in the next moment. Yeah, so you deal 5 damage. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Because I don't know how long glowy is going to happen, I'm going to action surge to stab again.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. 23. Yeah, even better this time. Another 11 piercing damage, hitting this guy super duper hard now. Yeah, great chunk. So you sink the spear into it. You're starting to notice though, like as you sink through the scales here and stabbing into this inside of it, you notice that the interior of it very similar to the previous kind of like magma creatures you had encountered. It's starting to eat away at the haft of your spear. It's starting to burn through. You note now that you might need to be careful here. But right now, it's definitely dealing some damage, but the interior of this snake is very dangerous.
It's gonna very like dad just disgruntled look at the spear.
Yes.
And that'd be it for me.
And that's it. Okay. I can see things now. So that was Eli Lucky Dagonet. The snake. The snake. I think it's going to use its ability, Ash Breath. It breathes out a cloud of superheated ash in a 15-foot cone in front of it here. So it looks like our friend gets away from the worst of it, sitting on the tail of the snake there, Lucky. The Ash Breath, please make a dexterity saving throw for Dagonet, Eli, and Pez. And I get to roll one here for our boy. 15. Okay, wow. So a 16 for Dagonet, Eli with a natural 20 minus 1, a 19, Pez with the 21, and we have a 15 for our boy here, Tever. Okay, cool. So it is 2d10 on the breath weapon attack here, halved for all of you guys. So it'll be 6 damage to each of you. As the ash cloud settles over you. The snake then burrows itself underneath the ground, again disappearing from view, taking Lucky along for the ride.
Sweet.
And you watch, because you can see it kind of like move around, that it ends up in like a location over here somewhere. I don't know if you guys can see my pings. It's hard that I don't know if it loaded in for you. No? Okay. I will use this. You note that there's like a mound of dirt heading in this direction as you go, or as it burrows underneath.
Can you see the fairy fire underground, or is that not how that works?
The fairy fire affects things that are invisible, but does not affect things that you don't have any line of sight to. If it's like behind a wall, you can't see it. If it's under the dirt, you can't see it.
Okay.
But you can see the mound of dirt. Like it's still a large thing, right? So it's still risen up, but you can't see Lucky in there anymore. It's definitely under some dirt here. So it would be harder to hit, but you can definitely still make an attempt to hit it. Okay, so that is the ash snake. The tender up top here, Tim begins running down and is, oh goodness, Teva, is that you, Teva? Teva, get out of here! And he is running directly downwards here. That is going to be that. Pez, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the tail end is closest to us, right? Like when it's went underground, like it's heading in a direction. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm just gonna shoot an arrow in the general direction of where I think maybe the head is.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Ooh. 17.
A 17, yeah. So, with it being underground, you note that the quarrel like hits the dirt, and you're not super sure if it hit or not.
I tried.
But you hit the mound, so maybe it did.
There it is. Yeah, that's kind of it. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
wonderful. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action?
I mean, I could
Movement.
I could inspiration somebody else. I could do that. Why not? I guess. I'm inspired. Dagonet has got knocked down that one time.
I like to
All right.
imagine that Pez is like mumbling this to herself. So good.
Very vocal.
Okay. All right, so Eli, that means you're next, my friend. What would you like to do?
Heck if I know, my man. Oh boy. Similar. Similar idea to Pez's course of action. Eli is going to kind of fling the spiritual weapon out from his side to roughly somewhere in the vicinity of this mound. I mean, if Pez struck like here, then Eli's gonna strike here.
Perfect. Yeah,
The
good idea.
Circled one.
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna delete that. Yeah. Spiritual weapon. Here goes.
Yeah, go ahead and cast it.
Here goes something.
23. Yes. Go ahead and roll me some damage. I will summon the spiritual weapon from the other page, so I can copy and paste it over.
9 force.
9 force damage. Yeah. So it poof sinks into the dirt there, and you hope that it hits. But a 23 is a pretty good roll, so you know maybe you got something through the dirt. It sinks all the way down, delivering that 6 force damage with feeling. Excellent. Eli, is there anything else that you'd like to do here? Do you want to move? Do you want to?
Yeah, I think he's gonna run in here. And how much vertical is this mound here?
You'd probably have to like scramble up it. I'd say it would take half your move, or half. Let's call it difficult terrain. It would take double your move to get up.
That's where I'm gonna end, and then sort of like trying to get closer to the mound, but also trying to get close enough to Tim Roberts and just over here with us, and sort of.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's my move. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Lucky, you are underground. I'm going to need you to... What's your con mod?
-1.
-1?
Yes.
1 plus your con modifier worth of minutes before you begin to suffocate. You are holding your breath under the ground right now, and it has been 6 seconds. Turns out Lucky's not very good at holding their breath. Lucky, what would you like to do?
Lucky is going to. Am I still gripping this snake?
Yeah, you're holding on to the scales here, but you note that by holding on and trying to grip the scales, the gaps in the scales is just like molten fire underneath that. You're beginning to burn your paws trying to hold on tightly.
Okay. Okay. DM discretion. I would like to discuss what I would like to do.
Okay.
And then you can tell me yay or nay or how possible. Lucky would, holding breath, so can't stay very long, try to whip out his water pouch and at least like get some water in between some of the scales just to try to like see if water even affects, and then vertical leap straight up with his feet. Standing leap.
Right, so you're underground.
How far are we underground though? Like how much dirt is over his head?
You are not sure. It's dark and you can't tell, so it's enough for you not be able to see.
I can feel the warmth, I guess, yeah?
Yeah. You definitely feel that you're still on the snake that you're holding on to. And so
I don't
you're
really
gripping
know
on.
much about like how many actions, or was it movement to dig upward? Like never been buried as a character before.
So if you're like Eli, you have movement when you're buried or you're digging. When you don't, I would say it's probably like an athletics check to dig yourself somewhere. And then you would utilize your movement with that athletics check to see how far you would get. But the athletics check itself would be an action.
Okay.
Most general checks would be.
I guess Lucky will just start trying to dig upwards, let go of the snake, and try to dig himself out if he's gonna suffocate.
So you let go, and you find yourself like immediately the snake underneath you is like sliding away from you as you let go, and you feel it underneath, and you like maybe you can right yourself a little bit and push off with your legs and start digging upwards some. You pop out here at the top, but you're still kind of like half buried in the dirt. Roll me the athletics check, please. An 11. 11 is enough for where you were buried that you would be able to make it out. But I think you're still kind of half stuck in. So it's going to take the rest of your movement to extricate yourself from on top of this mound. But you're still on top of the snake too as it's traveling around underneath the ground here.
Okay. I don't really have much for anything else I can do, so just kind of call out. Although if I was in the tail, okay, yeah, cool, got it, got it.
All right, Dagonet, what would you like to do?
He's gonna pick up his shield
Okay.
and then I guess make his way towards Lucky.
All right.
Now, would this be now difficult terrain 'cause it's all jumbled?
I'm not gonna call it difficult terrain for the whole thing. I'm just gonna say that like he's burrowed enough that like you see it mounding, but wherever, unless you're stepping on the body of the snake while it's doing that, the rest of it is just like tilled earth. It's soft, so it takes some effort, but I'm not gonna say it's difficult.
Okay. So he'll go up to Lucky and are you okay? Does anything hurt?
Lucky's like rubbing dirt away from his face and like out of his nostrils and stuff, and it's just like, I fight. Did you? It was. Is it weird that a snake is that hot? It was very hot. I was trying to hang on, but my fingers were burning.
Daniel just points to his spears. Yeah, unfortunately, I noticed it is very hot inside that snake.
Where's everybody else? Everybody else okay?
I think so.
Just don't let it knock us over again. Oh god, where's it gonna come out at? Do you know?
I don't know if it's going straight. He's gonna perception to figure out like or
Yeah. Sure.
see where this thing might come out.
Where it might come out, you can try and spot where it's at currently.
Yeah,
yes.
Where it's kind of heading.
Yeah. So roll me a perception check. They have some rules here against what they. Okay. So roll me some perception, and I will roll a thing for it. Let me make sure I have this on. So a 10 on your perception here, and so it's gonna roll this. Yeah. Other than standing on the tilled earth that you're already on, you can't rightly make out where it's at right now. It has eluded your sight.
Dagon is just kind of usher Lucky behind him. Just in case it pops out in front, maybe best not to be right here.
Yeah, so you grab Lucky and like swing him behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Lucky, if you let it happen, it just happens.
I imagine Lucky's still like pulling dirt out of his eyes, just like, yeah, wherever you want me to go, it's fine, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to do, Dagonet?
Can I ready a attack?
So your perception was your action. So you have currently used your action.
He'll just be like on guard-ish kind of thing.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna finish. What is that? Is it? I'm gonna add the bite attack here just so I have it. All right, so that's added now. So the ash snake now on its turn, unknowing where it's at. I think we see when Dagonet's doing everything that he did, he bends over to pick up the shield. We hear the clanking of the armor, and we get that view. If you guys ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Toph has that vision where they see the tremors on the ground, and we watch as Dagonet clanks over to Lucky and drags Lucky around where the ground is. As soon as Dagonet gets Lucky behind him, the ash snake bursts out of the ground in that very location, in the midst of our heroes, Dagonet and Lucky, and shoves them to the ground. So I need dexterity saving throws from the both of them. I saved Dagonet, a 14. Wonderful. And it looks like Lucky has the 8. So DC 14 dex save. So Dagonet's not knocked prone, but is knocked backwards here. And again, Lucky finds themselves on their butt in front of this giant snake. The snake, recognizing where a lot of the sound is coming from as it clanks off backwards from him, reaches out to try and constrict Dagonet. With a 10, is unable to grip around you. God, this is the worst. So it tries to bite at you. It's a 9. God bless it. My snake can't do anything. Also, you're gonna roll a thing. Okay. Great, cool, fun, awesome. Maybe I should grip the prone person next time. Can he do this every time? Hang on, I want to see if... Okay. It again begins to burrow underneath the ground. You guys can feel it moving. Dagonet, you can specifically feel it moving in this direction before it disappears again from your view.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You absolutely do.
Yeah, he gonna take it.
Heck yeah. Give it to him.
Oh.
That's a natural 1. I think your spear maybe gets caught in one of the scales. And it gets... Roll me a strength saving throw. A 25. Yeah, you're able to wrench it back before it's taken underneath the dirt with him. But yeah, you almost lose your spear to the snake. All right, Pez. The mound is moving somewhat northward of you now. What would you like to do? Oh, and Tim's gonna make his way this way and jump down. There he is.
The fairy fire isn't really doing anything, right? Like when it pops out, it's just kind of glowing. But we already know that
no,
there.
Dagonet, roll that again then, because the fairy fire's there, so you get the advantage.
Oh yeah,
True.
I forgot.
Nope.
An 8. You don't lose the spear, but the same thing happens. So, okay, cool. Pez, what are you gonna do?
And I'm sorry about the mound. You said that I can see the mound?
Yeah. So so the thing is, it's like everything in battle happens all at the same time, right? So it's moving away. I'm giving you the opportunity to do something with it while it moves away from you, right? So you note that it's heading like this direction here. Dagonet got a stab at it. It's moving like this right now, and you can see the mound as it's like before it disappears underneath.
Oh jeez, I'm so far away. I'm just gonna like totter on up, like just get a little closer and shoot in its general direction, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot at the mound. 15, not enough to hit it while it's underneath the dirt there. Again, you watch as the bolt disappears into the mound, unable to know if you've gotten the attack or not. Okay, anything else you'd like to do, Pez? Bonus actions? Otherwise?
I tried my best.
Okay, Eli, what would you like to do?
Same thing. I think he's gonna go up to Lucky and help them up.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And then move the spiritual weapon. I could move it 20 feet and repeat the attack as a bonus action. So I'm gonna go ahead and swipe or stab, I suppose, or at their.
Is that a good spot for it, right where it's at?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. All right, cool. Roll me a stabby stab. An 18, just enough to sink into the snake. Roll me some damage with that force. With feeling. An 8 force damage, yeah. So force damage is one of those things that like it's pretty much unmitigated by literally anything. It's super powerful. So you deal another 8 damage to the snake. And the snake doesn't really like talk or anything like that, but you can hear like what sounds like a roaring fire. It feels like there's like a rumble, and you hear this like fire sound from underneath the dirt as the mound begins to recede from your sight. Lucky, it is your turn though, and the mound is swiftly moving away from you, but your good friend Eli has dragged you back to your feet.
Lucky coming to his feet is like, can you tell? Have you guys been able to do anything to this guy? I mean, I've just been on my butt the whole time.
I think I'm stabbing it. It's hard to keep up with.
I feel like it always knows where I am. And I would like to, if you would, however you want me to do this, roll to
Sure.
see, as Leslie knows, that it is using sound to figure out where we are.
Sure.
I don't know if you would really
nature,
know.
likely.
Sweet. Is that gonna actually roll? Hello, Mom.
Maybe, possibly.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. You're not sure. You know about snakes, but this creature is so large and so different from any other snake that you've encountered. You're not sure how it's actually accomplishing these things. You have guesses.
Yeah. And Lucky's going to just move through Dagonet and try to follow where the sword is going, as if, you know,
Yeah,
said
sure.
you stabbed it. I mean, go into the sword over you and try to move through. And this is a tree right here. There.
Yeah.
And
You're
do
fine,
his
though.
usual climbing a tree to get a good vantage point to where it might be potentially.
Sure,
up
yeah.
and
So
down.
you climb up to this tree. So you do your standing jump, get up to one of those branches, kind of hang up on it. You find one rather quickly that hopefully doesn't break under your weight since these are all charred out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're up there now. You've got a little bit of height. And you can see the mound as it like starts receding downwards. Dagonet, you're gonna have like a quick opportunity here to do something about that.
Lucky's just going to essentially be calling out. I think it's going downward over there. Like, directing kind of movement.
Yeah, so
That's
you're
about it.
watching as it like recedes from this location here,
Yeah.
essentially.
Everybody
Oh,
brace
whoops, I drew that on
yourself.
the wrong thing.
All right, yeah. I guess Dagonet will just. He's going to ready in action, so like as soon as if that snake pops out at him, he's just immediately stabbing it.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to fix everything I just ruined underneath what I was doing because it's on a different layer. All right, we're good.
So like it was moving
so you ready in
on the
action?
other side of the tree, right? So like where was Lucky pinpointing where it was kind of going?
I drew an X on where Lucky saw the last of that mound receding before it disappears underneath.
Okay. Cool. Let me click on that. Okay. Yeah, so he's just gonna clank his way here. And he's just gonna brace himself with the spear.
Okay, so you like clank yourself on over into that location?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Sure do.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Dagonet?
No, and he's just gonna be shield one hand and spear in the other, and he's just gonna be just eyeing the ground real carefully.
Real careful, like. All right, cool. Yeah, Dagonet, you feel the earth seize up from underneath you. And the snake pops up again right here as it feels you pounding over to it. As soon as it appears, you can make your attack. One-handed, yep, a 10. Not enough to hit it, and I think it's because it's throwing you backwards as it erupts out of the ground. So please roll me a dexterity saving throw. And can I get a dexterity saving throw from Lucky as well? Because it's shaking the tree, upturning everything in the area. An 8. Dagonet is thrown to the side and onto the ground.
Just want you to know I'm proficient in dexterity, but clearly Roll20 has decided that
As
today
the
is not my
tree-
day to-
Proficient on being on your ass. Like that's
Yeah, you're supposed to be good at this, so I think what actually happens is the tree gets knocked over by the eruption of the snake. The tree falls to the ground, and so does Lucky. Directly onto the side here, knocked prone once again. Falling damage is what, like a d6 per 10 feet, right? 1 damage. You fall into the soft, ashy embrace as the tree also falls on top of you, but luckily avoiding getting poked in the eyes, the armor taking the brunt of everything that's happening here. You're kind of trapped in these branches on the ground, but you are now indeed on the ground. The snake is going to attempt again to grab frickin' Dagonet because it's the one that it can hear all the time. Wait. Actually, I'm gonna have it make a decision here.
Oh, because trees.
It has an opportunity. Yeah. It has a -3 intelligence, so we're gonna find out what it does. It does. Okay. The snake rears back up and breathes out again with its ash breath. Dexterity saving throws from both Dagonet and Lucky, again at disadvantage for being on the ground.
Let me do that again.
A 16 for Lucky and a 4 for Dagonet. The DC. Okay, so Lucky is able to like roll out of the way of the impending ash breath. The snake seems relatively focused on Dagonet here, I think, and so it breathes out. And Dagonet, you take the full brunt of this cloud, taking 2d10 fire damage directly from this ash cloud. So 10 total damage, as it feels like being in that the cloud of ember bats once again roasting you in your armor as this maw opens up and you see inside of it is just this molten fire. And that is currently its turn. Yeah, it can't go back under right now. So it is now Tim's turn. Tim continues making a run over to Tever and gives Tever a big old hug. As I'm so glad you're safe. We have to get you and your friends out of here. This is no time. Tever's like, no, they're the heroes of Alderheart, and they'll be victorious over this beast, and then we'll get everyone home safely. And Eli, it is now your turn.
Okay, first of all, I think I messed up and forgot to roll concentration.
Okay.
After the first ash thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
Just roll me a contract. Yep, you're good.
Oh yeah, cool. All right. Second of all, he's gonna run up. Sorry, Lucky, I need all my movement for this. And he's just gonna heckin'. Where is it? Where art thou? There you are. He's just gonna heckin' slap this thing with inflict wounds. Doth it work? It's an 11. Oh no.
Sorry, I'm being told that I just skipped Malaveth, so we'll be doing that in just a second.
Yeah.
But you're gonna do inflict wounds.
No, that's okay.
At an 11. She's just gonna go right after you.
Oh, okay.
So you reach out for the snake, and as you do so, the giant maw comes snapping at you, and you have to bring your hand back away, and you lose the spell in the process.
Fine, then you get your spiritual weapon, you punk ass bitch. 23.
23. Oh my god, the spiritual weapon is nuts. Yeah, roll damage. Absolutely hits.
10.
10 more force damage.
You're gonna wish it was necrotic. I don't even think it has
god.
Skin, come to think of it. Maybe that was a bad choice.
Yeah, you're noticing that the force of the rapier stabbing into this is ripping open portions of the snake where there's just like fire pouring out of it now.
Huh.
Yeah, it's probably okay. Is that what you want to do? You good?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
I'm in
Pez,
danger.
Pez, we're coming back around to you. What do you want to do?
Oh boy, that's real neat about the attack rolls having advantage if we can see it, I think, right? I don't know. I keep forgetting about that.
Yes, as you currently can see it, it is
okay.
shrouded in this fairy fire, which I will actually mark it for because I totally forgot to do that originally because everything was dead. I'm going to give it this eye. That's the fairy fire. Yeah, so it's currently still marked. And it's out of the dirt right now.
Not that it matters. I'm just going to scoot a little bit, and then I'm going to shoot an arrow at it.
That is a ledge you're currently on, so I'd have to ask you to either be on above it or down below it. Yeah, close enough. You'd fit on the corner there. But yeah, 23 does hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage. 7 piercing damage. Yeah, we watch as it impacts the scales, crashing them inwards, and the bolt gets incinerated on the interior of the snake.
Do you want to roll that attack one more time just in case?
Oh yeah, just in case it's a crit. Attack roll.
Oh.
Advantage.
Yep,
Yeah.
that one.
17. Yeah, so 7 piercing
Ignore
damage.
me.
All good. You see now that like there are portions of the snake that are like torn open and there's just like fire coming out. It's becoming harder and harder to be near the snake because its insides are becoming its outsides and it's just getting hotter and hotter. Okay. Cool. Anything else you want to do here, Pez?
Nope. Heck. I didn't. Nah. I'm hoping.
All right. Lucky, you are trapped under a tree, a potentially flammable tree. The snake is now
trapped or
emitting
just
fire.
Prone? I thought we escaped tree damage. I'm so confused.
The tree didn't damage you, but you're like in the branches. You're small. You should be able to get out of it, and it's just going to take half your movement to get up, and then some of your movement in difficult terrain to get away from where this tree is.
Lucky's literally just gonna like use all of his movement to move 1 square out of this tree and to be standing on his own 2 feet again.
Perfect. You've done it. You're now behind the fallen tree.
Lucky's ass is bruised right now, and he is not happy about it. So he is literally gonna just be like in all anger, aiming directly at this guy's like mouth if it's open or eye if it's visible.
Absolutely.
And so
it's very easy to see. It's flaming. So
yeah, or the quote eye.
Yeah.
No eye.
Sure.
And so I'm not prone anymore, so that will be advantage, right? As opposed to just normal. Okay.
It's got fairy fire on it.
Sweet. Boop. 13.
13 just misses. I think it glances off.
Use my bardic.
Which is the luck per day thing?
I've got bardic inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I forgot just now. Oh god. I've just been sitting so much. I forgot what I have.
Yeah, so 16 total.
16.
Yes, so you do hit.
Sweet. So it's gonna be plus 1d6 on damage. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a d6 because of the hunter's mark.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a 6.
So 12 damage.
So 12 damage. It's like all of a sudden the arrow seemed like it wasn't going to hit the correct spot, but a song on the wind corrects its course and it strikes it in the flaming eye that it potentially has, dealing it a devastating blow. It reels back, flame in its mouth, emitting into the air, but it's
like,
not dead yet.
Shielding from the heat and like it's gonna rub his butt. I hate this. I hate this. I'm mad.
Dagonet, you're on your butt. The snake is hurt. What would you like to do?
You gonna stand up and stab it.
Gonna stand up and stab it with advantage and feeling.
Go. Yeah.
That's a crit. That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Roll me damage. 9 piercing damage. How would you like to slay the beastie?
Oh, he gonna decapitate it.
You're gonna decapitate with your spear,
He's just gonna.
like baseball bat it?
Yep.
Dagonet
It's a melted
drops.
spear. It can work.
Yeah. Dagonet drops the shield, grips the spear in 2 hands, and skunk, and decapitates the molten head of this snake creature as it like has this arrow in its eye that's like spouting fire, and it crashes onto the ground. There's like fire and molten all around it. You guys hop backwards out of the way as the head rolls over and spills out all this molten fire, and it dies in front of you, wriggling. You know how snakes do when they don't really actually die and the rest of the body is just like spewing fire and molten rock everywhere until it rests on the ground.
Where's everybody at? Is there anybody looking like they're in immediate danger?
Dagonet's probably heavy breathing after that. Yeah.
Like he's just like angry kicking the tree.
Stupid tree. Stupid tree.
In his mind, he's like changing strategy. No more trees.
Well, that was new.
Yeah, I think Tever and Tim run up to you guys, and Tim's like, "Oh, thank you so much for saving me. That was incredible. That was magnificent. That was... Are you all right? Are you okay? I don't have much left for my day worth of spells, having tried to escape this beast, but...
I'm just amazed you've been able to elude this thing as long as you've been trapped out here. Tever said that you guys were separated a few days ago. More than a few days ago.
No, and Tever steps in. This isn't my teacher. This is just another of the tenders. So.
Oh, my apologies.
Yes. No, it's all right. I figured we probably wouldn't find them, but
well,
I'm glad we could save Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tim, have you seen his teacher?
No, I actually I haven't. And the earth shakes, nearly knocking you and your companions from your feet, as all around you ash snakes erupt through the massive mounds of ash. They rear up, emitting a terrifying hiss, a sound so shrill as though the air was being rent. As the ash snakes encircle you, there is a deeper rumble. Less violent, but full of power. And the creatures hesitate until another more powerful tremor shakes even their massive bodies. The ash snakes flee, burrowing under and heading south into the ash. The tremors continue to gain momentum and intensity. The north, miles away, something gigantic rises from a bed of cinders. First a hill, and then a small mountain, releasing a plume of ash that blocks the sun. As the dust clouds settle, you see a huge creature made of black rock and pulsing orange magma. It bellows a guttural sound unlike anything you've ever heard and begins to march towards your position, which is a conflict that we will have to save for another time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening on DieFall Alderheart, episode 14. We had snakes, bats, and now, well, a moving volcano. But I'm sure it'll be totally fine, right? So thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. Thanks to the players. Thank you guys for dealing with the Roll20 issues just like we were. And I'm sure next week will be fine. Isn't that right, Rob? As you become inside your camera. I love that I can see like my mouse on you, so when you like did that, it was anyways. Let's do some shout outs, right? Yeah, Malaveth birthday girl.
That's me.
Where can the people find you at?
Can we have the bats back instead? Can we like swap those out real fast? Real quick. Hi, my name is Malaveth. I am on the internet. I stream 3 days a week. I do mostly art stuff, but it's also been a lot of Animal Crossing lately because I can't stop. Like I start in the morning and then it's 7 o'clock at night, and I don't know how that happens, but here we are. But mostly I draw stuff. Lots of stuff. Check me out on Twitter and Twitch and things. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much. Rob, where can the people find you at?
Oh, hey, sorry. I was just dreaming of simpler times where I was playing with animals instead of getting eaten by them. I'm Rob. I'm very stressed. I feel like every session it gets worse, and I'm scared, and I want to go home. And I am home, and I'm confused. You can find me on the internet. Usually under the name Bonus Stage Rob or bonus_stage_Rob. Where real talk, I will be streaming again at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob very, very soon. I know I keep saying that, but you know, lights, camera, now I just need the action, huh? You can find me on a couple other D&D shows where I make equally bad puns. Monster of the Week, for instance, every other Sunday. Hey, it's Sunday Prime this week. Join me, won't you? On twitch.tv/game nights. That's game with 2 G's and a K in nights. Where I play Travis. He's a crooked, which means he steals a bunch of shit, but he might be using some magic soon. His class is gonna change. I don't know what yet. Who's to say? Not me. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. And on twitch.tv/The Monty Hall, that's like mall, but with an H, as in mall, not the place you go to, but like the thing that this creature is going to do to us. And that's at 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, where I play Taga Ironpick, a dwarf barbarian. He's a gentleman, not a barbarian. I'm underselling him, but he is prone to rage every now and again, just like me. Just like me.
God damn it. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. We're gonna move on, Lady May. Where can the people find you at?
How do I like do anything after that whenever like does his outro? I was like, what do I say? I'm May. Yeah, you can find me on the internet, and that's MEA. Because yeah, my name's spelled weird, but it's fine. It's still May. You know, I like cats and paintings, and right now it's a lot of Animal Crossing. And yeah, I don't have a long, wonderful story, so bye.
Thank you, May. I appreciate it. Oh, and last and simply not least, Simply Jackson.
Oh, puns. Don't you just lava them?
God damn it. You guys all die next week. It's happening. The amount of puns I saw in the chat today, that volcano is coming right for you. That's it. We're done. This show's over.
Sweet.
Show's over.
For my exit shout out, I would request that Mally remove her headphones, please.
Oh,
please.
Spicy.
Oh, shit.
You cannot listen. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So we're doing an in Animal Crossing birthday for Mally at 8:30 PST tonight. I will be live broadcasting it in my Discord, discord.gg/simplyjxn, literally in an hour. So come in, watch as we spoil the shit out of her in a digital format because we couldn't do it in person, and she's probably going to cry, and it's going to be great. So discord.gg/simplyjxn. Thank you.
I love this. This is great. Okay, cool. Okay, wait, we wave her down? Oh, she can see us. Okay, there we go. I'm waving her down. There you go. Yeah. You can put them on. Okay. Hi, I'm Runaway Robot. This is my channel. This has been fun. I hope the party really enjoys being on the road again rather than being in Alderheart and dealing with politics and court trials and feeding the hungry.
I miss the council.
You can find me here, do variety streams here. I think I'm done playing Mountain Blade 2, so the rage begins on YouTube for that if you want to catch up with it. And I don't fucking know what I'm doing anymore, but we're playing Dungeons & Dragons, which is fun. So if you like that, hit the follow button and follow these lovely people and all that jazz. That's gonna do it for us here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being awesome. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.